Hello everybody. Pratik bhai, we are live.
Yes, sir, we are live.
Okay, so a very good evening to all of you RS warriors. काफी टाइम के बाद हम लोग सब ऑनलाइन वेबिनार के लिए इकट्ठा हो रहे हैं. So I will try to speak in Hindi and English both as usual. So please pardon me अगर किसी लोगों को हिंदी समझ आता है, किसी को English. So I will try to mix up both the languages. And as we all know, after a while we are today meeting up for one of our initial stage warrior, Pratik Patel ji. So he has been with the group for a long time since the group started, and me and him are a close friends too in Ahmedabad. He is from Ahmedabad, I am from the same city, and often we have the opportunities to meet and interact with each other. And always he has been an enthusiastic person to learn more about stock markets. It's a pleasure to say that a lot of books which I have today have been sent over by him to me, and I am always thankful to him for all the knowledge which he has given me by sending across those books and sharing which he does all the time with me for the stock market investing strategies. Pratik ji, I cannot see your video. आपका वीडियो शायद ऑफ है. Okay, here you are. Great. Audio still off है. Audio is off.
Yeah, sir. वो आपका चल रहा था, मैंने बोला disturbance ना हो बीच में, इसीलिए.
Your audio is low. Let me check if my end something is wrong.
My audio is everybody. Are you all able to hear my voice?
Yes. Now I can hear you. I don't know अगर. Okay.
Yeah, everybody is, I think, okay. Yeah.
So as you all know, Pratik Patel a Gujarati like me, more than 2 decades plus in stock market, investing on his own for the lot of people who are associated with him, and he has been a pioneer in finding new approaches, investing into methods, and lot of great people. He follows them and learns lot of techniques from them for new avenues of investing into stock market. So recently, around a few days, 3-4 days back, I had the privilege to talk to him over the call and understand what he is doing with this new approach he has discovered with relative strength strategies. And I really found it exciting and interesting, which should be shared with all of you RS warriors who are practicing relative strength with me every single day in the market. And today is going to share this with all of us. So thank you, Pratik Patelji, for agreeing to do this session for us. Always warriors are very excited to learn a lot of things and enhancing their knowledge and investing journey, making it better every time they learn new things from me, from you, and from other speakers. So warm welcome to you. And as we proceed, I hand it over to you to take forward the session.
सर आई थिंक आप काफी टाइम से मेरे को बोल रहे थे कि सेशन करना है, बट आई वाज नॉट क्लियर कि आई व्हाट आई वांट टू गिव बैक टू दिस कम्युनिटी, राइट? बिकॉज मुझे ऐसी चीज देना था जो सबसे बेस्ट है, जो मेरे लिए वर्क किया है एंड व्हाट हैज गिवन मी रिजल्ट्स. सो आई थिंक आप काफी टाइम से बोल रहे थे, आई थिंक ऑलमोस्ट 1 year, बट आई नेवर वाज क्लियर कि व्हाट आई वांट टू गिव बैक टू दिस आरएस वॉरियर कम्युनिटी. बट देन सडनली ओवर द पीरियड आई रियलाइज कि दिस इज व्हाट आई कैन डिलीवर. एंड I think this one setup or one whatever I have worked for, I think last few years, and it has done wonders for me. So I think I hope it can wonders for them also. And how you have make this mission of relative strength, right? That every investor should learn, and they should empower themselves to take a better decision basically. So I think I got a lot of inspiration from you that why not to give back, because we all can give money, but I think we all have most important, that is the what we learn from our mentors and lot of our experiences and all things. So I thought let me share with whatever I have learned, right?
Absolutely. देखिए, knowledge, as we all know, that it grows, it expands multifold when we share. This is what our ancestors have been telling us for maybe 1,000 years or more. But every single time you share your knowledge with others, not only it grows, but also others get a chance to be a part of that knowledge. और आपके पीछे जो बुक्स दिख रही है, शायद मुझे लगता है ये तो सब आपने अभी हजम कर लिया होगा अपने अंदर. So बुक्स तो बहुत दिख रही है, but I know that inside of you all this must have been digested. So let's begin this journey. Introduction का काफी हो गया. We are almost 7 minutes into the session. For all the warriors who are joining us, approximate duration of this session will be around 1 hour and 15 minutes. अगर इनका टाइम जो है हमें प्रेजेंटेशन एंड टेक्निक्स दिखाने में थोड़ा ज्यादा गया, तो Q&A sessions will take the next time. But let's see how the time proceeds, and accordingly we will manage what we can do the best for all of you. So a warm welcome to all of you. All of you have joined us live. I know many of you might be occupied with many things, and they might be interested to see recordings. Most welcome to see that. But obviously live is live and it can't be replaced with a recording. So I hope that most of you be a part of it and join us live to understand to what Pratik Patel has to say today to us.
And sir, मैं एक रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ, आई थिंक काफी लोग यूट्यूब में है, आई थिंक अभी जूम में काफी अभी स्पेस पड़ा है, तो आई रिक्वेस्ट अगर आप लिंक वो जूम का जो अपना था जो पहले डाला था वो फिर से, आई थिंक दे ऑल शुड शिफ्ट टू जूम, बिकॉज वहाँ इंटरेक्शन जो इंटरेक्टिव रहेगा वो यूट्यूब पे इतना नहीं रहेगा. तो आई थिंक दे कैन जॉइन ला, वी हैव स्पेस. आई थिंक वो सब लोग आ जाएंगे तो वी आर फिल अप फॉर द जूम. So then the other people can go to YouTube.
Many people are sending me DM that where is the link. Basically the link is sent to each one of you who registered on the link we sent you, and that email which you have received from Zoom is your link where you can log in. So just go to your inbox and check on the Zoom email which you might have received when you registered it, and you will find the link to join. That's it. You click on it and you are inside. There is no password or anything to get inside. It's straight away you can get inside.
Yeah. And sir, आप अगर टेलीग्राम में डाल देंगे तो आई थिंक इट विल बी इजी फॉर दिस जो यूट्यूब पे देख रहे हैं उनके लिए.
यूट्यूब लिंक मैंने डाल दिया प्रतीक।
नहीं, वो जूम की लिंक फिर से एक बार, उनको काफी लोगों को नहीं पता होगा, जो पहले डाला था ना आपने रजिस्ट्रेशन का लिंक, वही डाल देना है, तो उससे
ठीक है,
ऑटोमेटिकली वो जो ज्वाइन कर लेगा।
रजिस्ट्रेशन लिंक फिर से डाल दूं? ओके, ग्रेट, आई विल डू दैट, आई विल डू।
ओके, सो आई थिंक वी आर स्टार्टिंग द सेशन सर। सो मैं स्क्रीन शेयर कर रहा हूँ फिर अपना। आई होप स्क्रीन इज विजिबल टू एवरीबॉडी एंड आप सब लोगों को, आई थिंक वी विल ट्राई टू मेक श्योर ये हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों रहेगा, सो डोंट वरी, आई थिंक एवरीबॉडी विल बी कंफर्टेबल। सो screen is visible, yeah, okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So what I have learned, I think जो प्रेमल सर ने बताया कि like it's आज जो भी हम साथ सीखने जाने वाले हैं, like whatever we are going to learn today, it is what I have learned from my experience and my whatever the trading mistakes I have done, right? So I request everybody that आप सब लोगों के पास भी एक अलग अलग एक्सपीरियंस होगा ये मार्केट में काम करने का। मे बी कुछ लोग 10 साल से काम करते होंगे, कुछ लोग 1 साल से, मे बी कुछ बिगिनर्स ही होंगे, बट माई रिक्वेस्ट टू ऑल ऑफ यू इज कि focus here for next 1.5 hour or 1 hour and 15 minutes. Don't think what we are going to discuss right now. 1 घंटे और 15 मिनट के बाद आप खुद डिसाइड करना है कि आपको कौन सा नॉलेज आपके ट्रेडिंग या इन्वेस्टिंग जर्नी में यूज करना है या क्या नहीं करना है, एंड देन यू डिसाइड दैट वेदर यू वांट टू यूज इट और नॉट। बिकॉज अगर आप अभी सोचने जाओगे कि मैं इसको कहाँ पे अप्लाई करूँ, ये वर्क करेगा या नहीं करेगा, कैसे वर्क करेगा, तो यू विल मिस what we are going to discuss, right? Your focus will go away. So my request to you, all of you, is that just be here for next almost 60 minutes, or maybe we can go for more if it is required, but be here. And I think I would request that everybody should turn off their notification of whatever they have and be here. I am sure I will make sure that you will have one of the greatest experience of your life in next 90 minutes, right? And after 90 minutes, you tell me that whether it is your greatest experience of your life, how to do a trading or how to do a trades or how to do an investment or not, then we will decide it, right? So let's start. Are you all ready? So you all have to type me ready, because I want everybody's presence here, right? Because without presence, we will not able to learn what actually we want to learn today, right? Okay, super. I think RS warriors are all excited. Yeah.
Absolutely. सारा टीम जो है ना वो बहुत enthusiastic है. Every single member, I see the spirits.
Yeah. So because
you are also part of it.
Yeah, sir, I have understood one thing. Without having a high energy, you can't learn new things, right? Absolutely. If you want to learn new things, you need energy inside you, right? Yes. Because मरा हुआ इंसान कुछ नहीं सीख सकता है, जो जिंदा है वही कुछ सीख सकता है, right? Okay, so like as Premal sir is also on mission, I have also one personal mission. I want to create a 1 lakh consistently profitable trader in my lifetime, right? So today's objective of doing this session is also this, that if out of whatever the people they watch this webinar or recording or whatever after that, if I can add more people into this journey of becoming a consistently profitable trader, right? So I don't have a single doubt. I think let me start with all of these. I think काफी लोगों को डाउट होगा कि whether I can make money in stock market or not. क्या मैं stock market में investing करके अपना successful career बना सकता हूँ? I don't have a single doubt that you all can be a super successful investors, right? But आप सब लोगों को question होगा how to do that, right? Am I right? You all have maybe some point of the in life, or maybe आपको question होगा कि like how to do that, right? I don't know anybody have a doubt. If you have a doubt, I think you should clear that doubt that everybody has a potential, and stock market investing is not a rocket science. It's all about experience, and it's all about, understanding the few things, right? Few simple things, and consistently manner how to execute that, right? So let's start. So today's presentation, what I learned from this legend, that is, how many know this guy? कितने लोगों को पता है who is he? Okay, no idea. I think he is the greatest trader you can count of the world. मतलब दुनिया का वन ऑफ द मतलब टॉप 5 अगर आप ट्रेडर इफ यू पॉइंट आउट जब से हिस्ट्री ऑफ स्टॉक मार्केट है, ही इज वन ऑफ देम. द नेम इज स्टैनली ड्रकन मिलर. ही इज द पार्टनर ऑफ जॉर्ज सोरोस. मे बी आप लोगों ने, काफी लोगों ने जॉर्ज सोरोस का नाम सुना होगा. तो ही, दिस इज हिज ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड. 30 years, no losses, $1,000 if you have invested with him 30 years ago, that become 2.6 million, and you can calculate it is a 31% per annum, right? Compounding and before taxes. So अगर आप S&P में अगर उसी टाइम में इन्वेस्ट किए होते तो it is only $27,000. But Stanley Druckenmiller ने had made $2.6 million, right? He is one of the greatest ever hedge fund manager that has been alive till now, right? And maybe जब भी आपको time मिले तो try to study about him, right? He is a legend. So whatever the principles I have learned from his work or उन्होंने जो भी trades किया, I have gone into the deep history and what I learned from George Soros and Stanley Druckenmiller. So whatever my biggest trade or my biggest positioning are on the based on these things, right? And I will also share you that how I use relative strength. What Premersal always tell that how to find the good stocks or how to find the good opportunities, right? How I combine these two principles and then create a best trading opportunity, investing opportunity for myself, right? Maybe आप लोगों ने नहीं सुना, but you must study about him. And I would say that once you study him deeply, then your trading will change forever, right? Why you all are here? I think let's have clarity first. You know why you all are here? Am I right? You all want to upgrade your life some point of the time, right? You all have a lot of dreams, right? Because whatever we do, if we don't have a clarity, then we will never able to have an objective of doing things consistently for a very, very long time, right? Financial freedom, peaceful investing, everybody will have a different objective. Maybe you want to give away to the society and whatever, right? You all are here to make money. That's the clear cut objective, right? So let's focus on how to make money. Are you all excited? How to make money, right? I will share the whole journey and I will not leave any single thing unquoted, right? I will tell you everything about this framework that I use, right? So let me tell about me for maybe 30 seconds. I started trading at the age of 17 and 2 times I bankrupt in trading. I think I lost everything and started fintech platform in 2010 that is called ProfitGan. It is, I think, India and world's first personalized risk management system for the investors. But right now it's not in working or maybe not great working mode. I think someday I will revive it. And founder of Nipimuna, right? So let's. So I think I have lost 2 times and third time I am with you right now, right? So my mantra for life is I am focusing on not becoming a stupid trader, right? I don't want to become a smart trader. I'm focusing on not becoming a stupid trader, because if we avoid the stupidity, right? If we avoid the blunders, then by default, you will make money, right? Don't try to focus on, how to become a successful trader or successful investor. I think if you just study the stupid traders or unsuccessful traders or unsuccessful investor, what the blunders 99% people do, and if you just stop doing that thing, you have increased your probability of making money, right? So that's my mantra for life in any part of the life, not only a trader. I just focus this philosophy everywhere in my life, right? So before I start, let me tell you, जब प्रेमल सर ने मेरे को बोला कि let's do this session, then my philosophy of living life is I inspired from Steve Jobs, right? I hope everybody knows the Steve Jobs, right? The Apple founder, right? So I have learned a lot from him, like how to live a life. So whenever he get up, Steve Jobs की life का एक philosophy था कि जब भी वो सुबह उठे तो वो अपने आप को एक question पूछते थे, right? The one question that if it is going to be a last day of my life, if it is going to be a last day of my life, will I be doing the same work जो आज मैं करने जाने वाला हूँ, right? So अगर आपकी जिंदगी का ये आखिरी दिन होता तो आप क्या वही करते जो आप रोज करते हो, राइट? सो ये सवाल अगर आप लाइफ के हर एरिया में पूछेंगे ना, तो मुझे लगता है आप लाइफ की जो ट्रू पोटेंशियल है ना, उसके पास पहुंच जाएंगे. यू विल बी ऑलवेज डूइंग what is actually wanted to do in your life, rather than you are in the trap of this all social conditioning and all thing, right? So then I ये presentation जब मैंने बनाया तो then I thought if it is going to be my last presentation of life, then how it would be, right? So whatever I am going to share, last day of life, you don't hide anything or you don't have any secret, right? So I will share whatever the secret I will learn from these all genius, right, with you today. And I will make sure that you will never have a feeling yaar kuch reh gaya, right, at the end of the presentation. So first question of my to all of you is, what drives the market? How many people have clarity that what's drive the market? Emotion, supply, demand, smart money, greed, sentiment, liquidity, sentiment. Okay, news, yeah, greed and fear, yeah. Okay. So the liquidity drives the market, nothing else. I can show you hundreds of examples जहाँ पे earning बहुत अच्छे आए, but bear market से you are not seeing any PE rating, any big jump in the stock prices. And once liquidity comes in the favor, these all good earnings get re-rated and they become multi-baggers, right? The most important thing as an investor or trader, we have to look into the liquidity, that how the liquidity conditions are there, right? So why we have the one of the best rallies in the US market, right? I'm not talking about India market. We don't have the one of the best rally, right? That is some different topic that we will discuss some other day. But the point is why we have the one of the best bull market in the US market or Nasdaq, right? That's a liquidity. You see what the Fed has printed in 2020. Fed has printed, मतलब जितना अभी तक यूएसए ने पैसा नहीं प्रिंट किया था ना, उतना ही पैसा उन्होंने एक साल में प्रिंट कर दिया. दैट वाज, मतलब ऐसा क्यों कभी किसी ने हिस्ट्री ऑफ रिजर्व बैंक, मतलब हिस्ट्री ऑफ मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी में कभी किसी ने नहीं देखा था. And that easy money has created one of the best bull markets, right? So always remember that why we are seeing the one of downtrend and lot of breakdowns and lot of troubles in the stocks, right? It is all about liquidity. Easy liquidity has gone away, right? So whenever you are practicing, whenever you are buying something or selling something, you have to look at the environment, whether it is a easing environment or जो easy money का environment है, that is tightening, right? So we are into the tightening phase, and then you are seeing the real value of the stocks, right? So that is the one secret that I have learned from Stanley Druckenmiller and George Soros, that you should always focus on the liquidity, right? So as I personally in last, I think October, November, I started raising cash because I started feeling that inflation is getting hit and Reserve Bank has no option. They have to some point have to raise the interest rate and all things, right? It is not about, you should be 100% into cash, but you should have a clarity of environment, that what is the environment? What is the environment changing, right? Today we will understand that how environment change and how you should adopt, right? So that is how. And secret number 2, right? What I learned from these two legends, right? George Soros and Stanley Druckenmiller, how they created one of the best trading hedge fund in the world, right? Everyone loves stories, right? It is the key to the world. So बच्चों को मोगली की स्टोरी पसंद है, उनको जो कार्टून की स्टोरी पसंद है, थोड़े बड़े हो जाते हैं तो उनको फिल्म की स्टोरी पसंद है. Then we become adult, right? Then we come into stock market, then we love the stock stories. कि ये प्रमोटर क्या कर रहा है, ये प्रमोटर क्या करने वाला है, फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर क्या करने वाले. Basically, as a human, we love the stories, right? And how narratives of these stories can make you a best investor or millionaire investor or successful investor, and how these stories can make you a bankrupt investor or losing investor and losing a lot of monies, right, over the long period. So how to use the stories and narrative to make money, because ultimately it's all about narrative, right? That narrative drives the prices, right? The prices drive the more narratives, right? So it's all feedback loop, right? We will understand that the George Soros has made the one theory, right? So to involve people at the deepest level, you need stories, right? So how many people agree with me कि कभी कोई स्टॉक की आप स्टोरी सुन देते हो और आपको प्राइस भी दिखा देती है, right? तो आप बहुत एक्साइटेड हो जाते हो, you put more money. How many people agree with me कि जो बैक ऑफ द माइंड जो स्टोरीज होती है ना, that drive our decisions, right? So how we are feed by these media and promoters and whatever, WhatsApp university and the Twitter university, and how we are daily feeded by this lot of stories, right? And that is all the huge noise, right? So how to find the signals from this noise, right? So do you want to find signals from this too much noise? How many understand the difference between noise and signal? That a lot of time we don't know that uh, our all decisions are on the base of the noise rather than the signals, right? So I think you will understand that how to understand the difference between noise and signals, right? So there is a theory called, what George Soros has defined this reflexivity, right? So as you see in the chart, right, as you see in the screen, that most of the time market is not neutral. Market is either from the greed side or either fear side, right? So market is far from the reality. Either it is a good or bad, right? And hardly, market have a equilibrium where market and reality is the same, right? So we have to find that either market is far from reality on a good side, or either market is a far from reality from the bad side, right? Don't worry, aap chinta mat karo कि यार कैसे ढूंढना है. I will show you lot of example today. I have, I think, took many examples, right? So I think मैं हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ देवेंद्र भाई. So please. So basically market में most of the time जो market का जो movement होता है या stock का movement होता है, it is far from the reality, either on the good side or either on the bad side. So that's where the opportunities are. If you find the turning points where most of the people are far from the reality, that's where the biggest potential of making money. And I will show you that. And you will find it that, is it so much easy to find this equilibrium that it is very far from the reality? How many people agree with me that market most of the time reality से बहुत दूर होता है, या तो अच्छा या तो बुरा. मार्केट या तो काफी बार बहुत नीचे चला जाता है from the reality, and market काफी बार बहुत ऊपर चला जाता है also from the good reality, right? So, and we are always on the opposite side, right? Most of the time. And you will understand that why we are always on the opposite side, because of these narrative stories that is feed by these all the media and all the WhatsApp and Twitter universities, right? एसके सिंह साहब, अगर ट्रेडिंग में और इन्वेस्टिंग में सक्सेसफुल बनना है ना, तो ये मेन कंटेंट ही है. हैव पेशेंस. अगर आपके पास 1.5 घंटे का पेशेंस नहीं है तो आप कैसे डीप डाइव करोगे एंड हिस्ट्री की बहुत सारी इवेंट को स्टडी करोगे? हैव पेशेंस. आई थिंक दैट्स द quality that we all should have, right? And please don't mind, I am a very blunt guy and I am very to the point guy, right? I don't tolerate any nonsense in my life, right? So if I become very aggressive at some point, please pardon me, but that is what I am, right? So why Bitcoin is valuable? Bitcoin is not valuable due to tech, miners or exchange or institution, right? Bitcoin इतना महंगा क्यों हो गया? Bitcoin is a direct proportion. ये चीज जब समझ जाओगे ना आप, तब आपको समझ में आएगा कि how narratives and how things can, you can use in your trading process to, make extraordinary money that you never imagined, right? No, not for more. Bitcoin was $1 in almost जब start हुआ तब, right? Then there was only few believers in the world कि Bitcoin जैसा कुछ होना चाहिए. जैसे जैसे believers बढ़े Bitcoin के, वैसे वैसे उसकी प्राइस बढ़ी, because Bitcoin का सप्लाई लिमिटेड है. So that is how the whole stories, that is how the whole narratives are built, and that is how things build. So always remember one thing: whether it is a stock, whether it is a sector, whether it is a stock market as a country, whether it is any asset class, it is all up depend on how many people believe this is actually good, how many people this is actually bad, right? And that's how the prices are driven, right? It is not all about Bitcoin. It is all about understanding how the prices rise and how prices fall, right? It is all about how many people believe, right? So that is how Bitcoin is very valuable. So that is how narratives are. So whatever we are going to discuss, do not follow majority. follow the right way, right? And I will show you today that how you can follow the right way, right? So the framework that I use of how to use the bad news to create an extraordinary opportunity for you as an investor or trader, right? So we will understand, is the bad news really a bad news? How to decide it, right? कि जो भी bad news आप सुन रहे हो, is it actually a bad news? How to decide it? Is price showing us something different than what is dominant narrative or stories everybody's talking about? Am I the last person to sell on these bad news? Does any seller have to sell on this bad news, right? These are the simple questions that we have to understand if we want to make money out of the bad news, right? So let's start. Do you want to know this secret? Do you find it interesting that maybe you have never heard about it, right? How to make money from the bad news, right? You have heard a lot of time, you know, कि जो वॉरेन बफेट का कोट काफी लोग बताते हैं कि buy the fear and sell the greed, but पता नहीं करना कैसे है, right? You all have heard a lot of time, right? कि buy the fear, but हम भी खुद fear में होते हैं, कैसे decision ले, right? So today you will have understanding that how to buy the fear, right? And how to have the 100% clarity when you take the decisions, right? So let's start with the first example of today, and I will show you with live example, right? Anybody remember 21 October 2019? The Infosys whistleblower ने complain किया था an irregularity in accounting, right? So that was what was a narrative, right? Narrative was a management integrity at doubt, and everybody believed that Infosys के जो management है उन्होंने गलत किया है, right? And what has happened that after, right? See how I use my framework to make money in Infosys. So I will show you on the chart, right? Let me show you the chart and how I use the relative strength. Okay. So let's go to the Infosys. I have many examples today. So the date is 21 October 2019, right? So what you will think, जब भी ये news आएगा तो as a common person, what you will think, right? How to do it? Yeah. What you will do? What will be? You will be onto the crowd also, right? Sell, gaya, right? Bhago, yeah. But see. So this is called noise versus signal, right? Okay. Can you all see that? This big red candle, the stock was down, I think almost 16%. Can you see that, everybody? I am putting it. I hope you all can see. So if it is actually a bad news, I have put the red, right? जो उस दिन का कैंडल था जो गैप डाउन आप लोगों को दिख रहा है. I am highlighting it. Can you see that now? So you will have today framework which are actually bad news and which are actually not bad news, and how to exploit this market structure to make extraordinary money for yourself. And you will see the same thing repeat many times again and again, and how you can exploit this market structure, right? And why this repeat, I will also answer you, right? So can you see the biggest volume on that day? And what has happened that time? Can you see the relative strength? That is a red is a relative strength. That is only just, compare with the Nifty. Can you see that? What has happened that? Is Infosys really a bad news? What market is giving you a signal? Infosys is not going below that day low. And what is the narrative that Infosys management has done wrong? And what everybody is thinking about? And that day, if you see the media, every expert was discussing this should not happen. This is very bad for Infosys and whatever, right? And that day, how I trade, how I created opportunity. So how I will come to know that this is actually not a bad news. So this day I will not able to come to know. I have to see whether Infosys is able to cross that particular day के हाई के ऊपर क्लोज कर पा रहा है या नहीं कर पा रहा है. And can you see that? पहला सिग्नल आपको मिला था यहाँ पे कि इंफोसिस जो पहले दिन के लो है उसके नीचे क्लोज होने के लिए रेडी नहीं है. देन यू सी द बिगेस्ट वॉल्यूम सेकंड डे, जिसको भी बेचना था वो सब बेच गए एंड उसके बाद क्लोजिंग हो गया अपर, राइट. एंड देन माय बाय ट्रिगर हियर, दिस इज वेयर माय बाय ट्रिगर, जब ये क्लोजिंग हुआ. एंड नाउ यू सी आई वांटेड टू से आल्सो रिलेटिव स्ट्रेंथ, बिकॉज काफी वो मार्केट के साथ ऊपर जा रहा है तो आई डोंट वांट इट, आई वांट it to outperform the market, right? Do you think if it is going to be a bad news, it will it will outperform? After the bad news, Infosys has stopped underperforming forever. See that? Can you see the whole up move? This is a COVID crash जहां पे सब स्टॉक गिरे थे, but if you see that how much percentage is move, 17%. और मार्केट को कितना आउटपरफॉर्म किया? लेट्स सी, मैं आपको वो भी बता देता हूं. यहाँ पे ये रहा जो डे जहां पे, और उसके बाद देखो कितना आउटपरफॉर्म किया. 30% आउटपरफॉर्मेंस फ्रॉम दैट डे ऑनवर्ड्स. कैन यू सी दैट? So always remember one thing. Whenever any bad news come, what you will do now onwards? क्या करोगे आप लोग? So basically the narrative has been built. What has made this trade super successful? You have to know the reason behind it. The narrative was that Infosys management has done bad. And market is showing you something else. Market is showing you something else, right? You need to be alert. कि जो लोग, most of the लोग सोच रहे हैं, everybody is thinking market is not agreeing with them. So remember what we have discussed, the George Soros का theory, कि is market is very far away from the truth. What data is telling you? Is market is very far from the truth? Price आपको क्या बोल रहा है? You don't need to hear anybody. Because everything ultimately comes to the price. Because if it is a bad news, it is going to, I will show you a lot of examples जहां bad news आने के बाद what has happened, right? So this market is very deep. You don't know many times. These whistleblowers are self-created to get the biggest quantity. Because अगर उनको ये माल जो उनको bad news में उनका लेना है, अगर उनको good market में लेना है, तो उनको वो 10-15%, 20% ऊपर करके लेना पड़ेगा, तभी जाके they will get such quantities, right? They will not get. If somebody want to buy the big quantity in Infosys, so they can manipulate such stories, right? And this is how they use the market structure and the social media noise to make such a fantastic money for themselves, right? So this is whenever the stock cross the जिस दिन का bad news है उसके high के ऊपर, I always buy my first position, right? If I want to buy 100 shares, then my position sizing the first day will be 25%, right? So what will be my risk? My risk will be below this 630, right? If it does not go below 630, then I am okay. When my thesis, when my narrative will be challenged that this bad news is not actually bad news, it is only below 636 closing or follow-up closing, right? So this is how I trade, and I have traded this Infosys, right? And whenever, remember when to close this trend, I will tell you. Please focus on this process, that how to understand that this news is actually bad or not, right? I will share you a lot of examples, and I will share you also examples where news were actually bad and what happened. So your price will tell you everything. You don't need anybody's view that whether this is a bad news or good news, right? Do you think by using this framework, जो भी मैं आपको आगे बताऊंगा, will you ever need anybody कि यार ये अच्छा न्यूज़ है, खराब न्यूज़ है? Do you need anybody else? Do you need any media stories or whatever? No, right? And see, this is a market structure. And if you will study, I think last 100 year or 150 years, it has happened every time. It has happened every time, right? So then this is my another trade. The 24 October 2019. Uh, how many people remember this thing? The telecom company will go bust on AGR judgment. जो AGR का judgment आया था, and every media was talking about telecom companies will go bust. And क्योंकि उतना बड़ा फाइन उनको भरना था, किसी को 50,000 करोड़ भरना था, किसी को I think 30,000 crore भरना था. If they will pay, then they will go bankrupt, right? How many people have remembered these events? Because if you want to become a great investor or trader, you need to remember these events, because that will ultimately give you perspective that how to use such events to make extraordinary money for ourselves, right? Right. So let's see 24 October 2019. What has happened? Yeah. Can you see this candle? Bharti, I know because Bharti I tracked heavily. Bharti intraday में it went from here to almost I think 10% circuit पे चला गया था stock. Bharti went 10% circuit in downside and closed up. And after that, you see the relative strength. This is a relative strength that normal. This is a just normal spread chart, versus Nifty, right? What has happened? Do you think it is actually bad news for Bharti? Can you see that? Bharti second day crossed the yesterday's high. मतलब जो दिन सबसे बड़ा worst day of telecom industries था, उसके दूसरे दिन ही भारती ने क्रॉस कर दिया. And see what has happened after that. Can you see? So is market was very far from the reality? Is market was very far from the reality? Is market was not agreeing with the narrative that is going inside the market? आपको पता है कि narrative जो चल रहा था market में कि telecom company will go bust, right? I will show everything. अदानी का भी example है, बहुत सारे example है today. Don't worry about it, right? See the cross जिस दिन high किया उसके बाद relative strength देखो, and the stock price का move देखो. Stock has moved 50%, right? In only 79 trading session, and it is a large cap. And how much it outperformed? ये रहा 24 October, right? $120 का आउट परफॉर्मेंस था. I'm talking about large cap. Yes, you are right, Dr. Tushar. We are always the last person to know that news. We are not the first person, right? Most of the time. Because this market is very deep and nobody leave any opportunity to make money. If एक चीज याद रख लो, फिर वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट हो या फिर कोई भी प्रमोटर हो या कोई भी आउट, if somebody has a information that they can use the money, they can use to make money, nobody leave that opportunity. Nobody leave that opportunity, right? We don't need to catch the full move, right? If you catch only 60%, then it's okay, right? Always we never got top and we never got bottom, right? We all have to catch the middle meat, right? That is the 60 or 70% of the trend, right? And you can catch with any normal tools, right? Higher highs, higher lows, simple things, right? 50 moving average you can use, right? You don't need any complicated thing to exit. You just need to decide that this is a framework I'm going to follow, right? The focus right now, you should focus on that, how to create an extraordinary opportunity for you, right? So this is how it happens, right? Then the next example is, yeah, you will see, I have the whole मेरा पूरा notes है. So narrative was Vodafone Idea shut down, right? And Vodafone Idea posted biggest loss maybe India की corporate history में, ऐसा article था, right? So this is the Economic Times article that I am posting you. 50,921 crore AGR hit, right? This is the date of 14 November 2019, right? I think मैं इतने सारे एग्जांपल इसीलिए ले रहा हूं कि आपके सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में घुस जाना चाहिए, because till it does not go, you does not breath this deeply, you will not able to use this information to make money for yourself, right? Okay, let's see the date. 2014 November 2019. Can you see that? One thing is, we are the last person to know that news. Can you see the move? Before that, this is the 14 November. Stock was down 20%. उसको अगले दिन 7% डाउन था. And that day stock has again go almost उस दिन जो आया दूसरे दिन 20% माइनस गया, and then उसके बाद stock was up 42% single day. Yeah. See, after that 14 November, bad news has come. See, after that what happened? 120% in 5 दिन में, 5 trading session में. And see the relative strength. Can you see that? 140% relative strength. What do you need? The framework only. If it is actually bad news, that day high और जो भी उस दिन का high है उसके ऊपर जाने के chances 99.99% very कम है. I will show you that example also. Don't worry. Okay. And वो examples I think everybody will be connect. Is it opening your eyes that how to use this bad news to create extraordinary offer? मतलब इतना पैसा easy आएगा जो कभी आपने सोचा भी नहीं होगा. But इसको प्रैक्टिस करना, डीपली जाना, मतलब मैं आपको एग्जांपल और उस दिन के नोट्स और आर्टिकल के साथ दिखा रहा हूं, तो यू विल अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द नैरेटिव दैट इज गोइंग ऑन, राइट? सो वी ऑल हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट इफ नैरेटिव्स एंड मार्केट इंफॉर्मेशन इज ऑपोजिट, then that is a big opportunity for you. If market narrative and price is showing same, then maybe you will make money, but don't think that you will ever able to make extraordinary money for yourself, right? Right. So then so basically आप जब यहाँ पे buy करोगे ना, I'm giving you example, right? जब आप यहाँ पे buy करोगे, right, how many people will agree with you कि idea buy करना चाहिए? If you will ask 10 people after this story, how many people will agree with you? No, if you don't have, right? No, मतलब ये जानने के बाद अलग है, but जानने के पहले, right? No one, right? So you want nobody to agree with you. You want most of the people, most of the participants, most of the media channels, most of the news article to disagree with you. Then such thing happens. And जब idea यहाँ पे चला जाएगा, तो how many people will want to buy that same stock? So you want to move from, जब आप कोई भी trigger करो buying का, right? You want nobody or almost nobody to agree with you, but only you want market to agree with you. कि आपके साथ market agree करना चाहिए, भाव agree करना चाहिए कि what you are doing is right. You don't want anybody else to agree with you, right? And जब stock बढ़ेगा ना, तो then everybody will agree with you. You will have a lot of good news, and that is actually your time to exit, right? So every great trend starts with bad news, and every great trend ends with good news, right? We have to ride this middle of the journey, right? So I will not put a lot of noise. मेरे लिए उस दिन का लो या उस दिन का जो एवरेज प्राइस होगा, जो भी उस दिन का एवरेज प्राइस होगा, जिस दिन बैड न्यूज आया है उसके नीचे अगर स्टॉक जाके बहुत सस्टेन करता है, देन आई विल वरी, अदरवाइज आई विल स्लीप लाइक बेबी, राइट? till something does not go. और बहुत अच्छा गुड न्यूज आ जाए, स्टॉक में भी 10%, 20%, 50%, 100%, आई डोंट नो हाउ मच इट विल गो अप हो जाए, और एकदम एक्सट्रीम ऑप्टिमिज्म आ जाएगी, अब तो ये बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी है, एंड वी हैव नाउ अ वेरी गुड सेंटीमेंट, राइट? ट्विटर या व्हाट्सएप पे आप देखोगे मेनी पीपल विल स्टार्ट डिस्कसिंग, राइट? स्टॉक 10-20% बढ़ेगा, नॉट एवरीबॉडी डिस्कस अबाउट दिस स्टॉक, बहुत सारे वॉल्यूम्स होंगे. So these are the characteristics of, कि अब ये stories में now everybody is getting agree, and that is the time to exit, right? So please don't use this framework everywhere. This framework applies to what I am using right now, right? Otherwise जो भी आप लोग को प्रेमल सर ने सिखाया वो एक अलग रखिए. Don't try to mix two things, right? Have a clarity that what you are doing and why you are doing, right? So then let's see. We have the another example of telecom company will go bust on again जो final judgment आया था AGR का 19 मार्च 2020, और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोल दिया कि everybody has to pay, कोई रिलीफ नहीं मिलेगा. 19 मार्च 2020. March 2020, right? So let's see the Bharti Airtel जो final judgment आया कोर्ट का. Can you see this date? Market was falling. आपको लोगों को पता होगा मार्च में जो कोविड का क्रैश आया था. And can you see this candle? जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जजमेंट था. See what has happened after. Can you see the relative strength? ये relative strength है. Can you see the outperformance? And see what a stock has done. जैसे ही उसने DI क्रॉस किया and उसके बाद वो लो था वो कभी ब्रेक नहीं किया उसने उस दिन के बाद. स्टॉक कितना बढ़ा? See, market was falling that time and stock was up 36%, right? And relative strength अगर आप देखोगे तो आउट परफॉर्मेंस कितना किया उसने? Stock has outperformed 30%. निफ्टी को 30% आउट किया despite in the Nifty group, right? And don't worry, I will share you one live bad news that actually I am holding, right? I am actually holding, right? And I will share you the live example also today कि जो मैं अभी already hold कर रहा हूँ एक bad news, right? So wait till the end, right? So see what has happened. Idea 19 March 2020. आइडिया को देखते हैं. Can you see this candle 18 मार्च जो घुस गया था बाजार में? आइडिया was down 35%. और people were telling and every media story और जब भी रिपोर्ट सब ब्रोकरेज के रिपोर्ट आ गए थे कि आइडिया is going to bankrupt, आइडिया is going to close down. Can you see after that उस दिन के नीचे आप कभी गया आइडिया? Can you see that? The day, single day जो बैड न्यूज आया उसके बाद. Can you see any follow up? Anybody left to sell? जिसको बेचना था सब बेच चुके. There is some buyer. How you can say there is some buyer? How on such bad news जहां पे लोग बोल रहे हैं कि कंपनी बैंकरप्ट हो जाएगी, वहां पे स्टॉक नया लो बनाने के लिए तैयार नहीं है. If there are more sellers than buyers, do you think that stock will stay able to hold that low? Do you think if sellers are more aggressive than buyers, that company जो उस दिन का लो था आइडिया का वो होल्ड कर? No, there are more buyers than sellers. The stock has outperformed 233%, right? जैसे ये क्रॉस किया सी, ये क्रॉस किया तक वॉल्यूम भी देखो आप नीचे कैसे वॉल्यूम्स के क्रॉस कर रहा है, राइट? यू आर सीइंग द बिग बस्ट वॉल्यूम के, राइट? एंड देन यू सी स्टॉक कितना बढ़ा? 116% 12 दिन में. 12 ट्रेडिंग सेशन में यू मेड 116%, राइट? अब देखो उसके बाद क्रॉस करने के बाद स्टॉक कभी नीचे ही नहीं गया, राइट? एंड यू सी द रिलेटिव स्ट्रेंथ. Don't worry how to identify such in right time. We make it later. अभी विजय भाई अभी करंट हीरो जो भी मैं ट्रेड किया है मैं आपको पूरा एग्जांपल के साथ दिखाऊंगा, राइट? Anybody remember this date? लॉकडाउन, नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने जो लॉकडाउन अनाउंस किया था, आई थिंक एवरीबडी रिमेंबर, राइट? 25 मार्च 2020. इकोनॉमी विल बस्ट. व्हाट वाज द स्टोरीज दैट टाइम कि इकोनॉमी पूरा लॉकडाउन कर दिया तो सब कंपनी की हालत खराब हो जाएगी, इकोनॉमी बस्ट हो जाएगी, स्टॉक मार्केट बहुत गिर जाएंगे एंड व्हाटएवर, राइट? एम आई राइट और रॉन्ग? दैट वाज द नैरेटिव दैट वाज गोइंग ऑन दैट टाइम. बिकॉज सब कुछ बंद हो गया तो फिर क्या करेगी कंपनियां, राइट? और प्राइस कैसे टिकेंगे? Anybody remember what has happened exactly that day? Exactly that day, huh? Exactly. Let me share you that how observations are very, very important in life. How to find the signals from the noise, right? Let me tell you. 25 March 2020. Okay. Let me show you the exact. Nifty को हम देखते हैं. आपको पता है एग्जैक्ट बॉटम बना 25 मार्च को निफ्टी का, द लोएस्ट पॉइंट. दिस इज 25 मार्च. और उसके बाद निफ्टी कभी वापस ही नहीं आई. Nifty had started outperforming all the global market from that day onwards. यूएस मार्केट को भी आउट परफॉर्म करना शुरू कर दिया जिस दिन मोदी जी ने लॉकडाउन अनाउंस किया. Can you see that how the smartest people and those who are deep understanding about market, how they use public panic to make extraordinary money for themselves? Do you think it is going to be a life-changing understanding learning for you as an investor or trader? I think you have never seen such data that way, right? And see what has happened after that. Do you know that small cap index exit stopped underperforming? Here रहा आपका 25 March. Can you see that last underperformance stopped? स्मॉल कैप का जो रैली, जो ब्रूटल रैली जो 2018 से हुआ था, मैं आपको बताता हूँ अभी चार्ट के साथ. लेट मी 1 minute. Let me show you. Can you see that how one of the greatest bear market in small cap and on the worst bad news. 2018 से स्मॉल कैप में लोगों ने पैसा खोया था और 20 तक बहुत काफी स्टॉक 80-90% डाउन हो गए थे. And can you see the bottom exactly on the worst day of the economic, that is a lockdown? Can you see that exact day? Can you find some correlation? Like it is a market structure, right? And it has worked hundreds of years. ये कोई मैंने कोई नया ढूंढा नहीं है. I learned from this my personal experience in and from my mentors that how to go against the normal narrative that everybody is discussing and how to exploit this market structure to make money for yourself, right? Can you see that? So it is not only on this work on stock, right? It is work everywhere, right? Then anybody remember crude oil went negative 20 April 2020 and this was the headline. Oil prices crashes to negative $37. मतलब जो बायर्स आए ना उसको उठाने के लिए भी पैसा देना पड़ता था सेलर को. तो डिमांड प्रोड्यूसर पे बायर्स टू टेक. मतलब हिस्ट्री में कभी सुना है कि आप माल भी दो और पैसा भी दो? That has happened in crude 20 April 2020. And what was the narrative? Now crude is gone. Crude की किसी को कोई जरूरत नहीं है. अब crude खत्म हो गया. Data is new oil, right? Data is new oil. That was a concept narrative, right? That has been fed up inside our mind. Reliance के presentation में इतनी बार data is new oil बताया गया कि everybody forget that oil is oil. You know, data can't replace the oil. You need oil, to run a lot of things, right? You need energy, right? But what has happened? This has changed the decade trend, right? Let me tell you, let me share you, the thing. And how the biggest hedge fund in the world, how the smartest investor here use this information to sell you this narrative data, and they have buy something else, right? Okay. Okay, let me show you the candles, guys. Yeah. Can you see this? 25 April, 20 April week, 20 April, right? Can you see here? This is a chart of commodity index जो Reuters ने बनाया हुआ है, जो काफी सारे commodities, और उसको मैंने S&P के साथ कंपेयर किया है. मतलब जो यूएस का, जो वर्ल्ड का बेस्ट स्टॉक मार्केट है, उसके साथ कंपेयर किया उसका परफॉर्मेंस. कैन यू सी दैट व्हाट इज द ब्रूटल कमोडिटी bear market was running on? Can you see that commodities were underperforming from almost last decade? Let me show you the example, right? Can you see the brutal underperformance? The down and bear market has started in commodity after 2008 versus stock market. Can you see that? The whole narrative was commodity is dead. Nobody wanted to buy commodity. Am I right? Nobody wanted to buy commodity, and जितने भी commodity के hedge funds थे काफी बैंक करप्ट हो गए, काफी सारे commodity के investing firm थे वो बंद हो गए. Nobody wanted to focus on crude, on whatever the commodity, right? And what has happened after that big negative event of crude went negative? The last 12 years bear market ended, and what has happened after that day? Crude started outperforming equity, and can you see the 100% outperformance versus the world's best stock market as of now? That is the S&P. Are you learning something? That these biggest and smartest guys have bought commodities versus equities, and they created extraordinary fortune for themselves. See, one of the worst bear market of commodity has ended on that day. His market was agreeing with the narrative that commodity is dead on that day. Right? Let's see XLE, जो USA का ETF है एनर्जी का, right? डेड था. आज भी इतने सारे तूफान के बाद एनर्जी का कहां पे खड़ा है? देखो 200% प्लस है एनर्जी का ETF. मतलब वहां का म्यूचुअल फंड आप समझ लो, वहां के ग्रुप ऑफ ऑयल कंपनीज. और सी, उस किसी ने S&P में इन्वेस्ट किया और किसी ने एनर्जी में इन्वेस्ट किया. Boss, I think don't hear these bullshit stories about these Twitter guys. They don't have any understanding. They just do blah blah blah. Most of them are just there to post content and get to followers. They don't have understanding what they are doing. Can you see the 100% outperformance, right? There is no space for the bullshit in the stock markets, right? Here we are putting our money, so we should be very serious, right? There is no space. Then anybody remember the banks will have huge NPA? 22 May 2020 को क्या अनाउंस किया था RBI गवर्नर ने? Do anybody remember? What was the event that day? Reserve Bank of India ने क्या किया था? 22 May 2020. Loan moratorium extension has given for 3 months. And what was the story? आप देखो हाईलाइट क्या है, अगली फॉर बैंक्स, बिकॉज कोई ईएमआई पे नहीं करेगा कोई, तो बैंक की हालत क्या होगी? अब आप देखो 22 मई 2020, राइट? आएंगे सेंथिल कुमार, प्लीज वेट कीजिए 2020 के भी एग्जांपल। 22 मई 20 देख सकते हो, द लास्ट, इसके बाद बैंक निफ्टी कभी नीचे ही नहीं गया, दैट वाज द लोएस्ट पॉइंट। ये रहा 22 मई 2020। तुषार भाई उसके बाद आउट परफॉर्मेंस आया था बैंक निफ्टी का। सी दिस, ये इवेंट हुआ, उसके बाद तुषार भाई आप देखो थोड़े टाइम के बाद शुरू हो गया, प्राइस इस जाना नीचे बंद कर गया एंड आउट परफॉर्मेंस शुरू हो गया। कैन यू सी दैट? दिस इज अ चार्ट वर्सेस निफ्टी एंड दिस इज, can you see that? Are you finding amazing that how one of the best worst event create the one of the best opportunity? 100% up bank nifty and out performance see, निफ्टी के सामने आउट परफॉर्मेंस 20% वही पीरियड में। राइट, सो anybody remember 24th June 2020 Hindus are family fighting, 11 billion empire of truck making Liberty Bank at stake? मतलब भाई भाई झगड़ रहे and they want to empire to steal. Yeah, let's see 24 June 2020. Yeah, okay, okay, nice buddies. I hope Josh is high or Josh is low. ये रहा 24 जून 2020। या ये है 24 जून। या कैन यू सी गाइस एनीथिंग? ये है यूज 60% डाउन द स्टॉक उस दिन, द स्टॉक वाज डाउन 7%, राइट? एंड उस दिन के नीचे का, लो के नीचे कभी क्लोजिंग देखा है आपने? हाँ, 475। सी गाइस एंड सी द आउट परफॉर्मेंस। ये हुआ बात, अभी तो और बाकी है, अभी और बाकी है। देखो देखो देखो, देखते जाओ। ये हुआ एंड आई एग्जैक्टली रिमेम्बर, यहाँ पे बहुत सारे गुड न्यूज, 115% ऑफ हुआ था एंड यहाँ पे आउट परफॉर्मेंस भी देख लो 40%। और यहाँ पे आप देखो गुड न्यूज आना शुरू हो गए थे, इंडसइंड बैंक 15% बढ़ा था। सर दीपन भाई आप आउट परफॉर्मेंस देखो, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट आउट परफॉर्मेंस, इट हैज 20% आउट परफॉर्म द निफ्टी आफ्टर दैट पॉइंट। यहाँ पे देखो 15% बढ़ा दिख रहे हो, सो गुड न्यूज स्टार्टेड। क्या 15%, 60%, राइट? So these are the time to sell your good things, right? Always very good news, everybody agree with your story, so what to do? आप मुझे बताओ, बहुत गुड न्यूज आए तो सब लोग बाय करना चाहेंगे, तो आपको क्या करना चाहिए? आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट पर्टिकुलर दिस सेटअप, राइट? सी बिग कैंडल्स, 7-7%, रिजल्ट्स गुड, एवरीथिंग गुड, राइट? सो एनीबडी रिमेंबर यूपीएल? I think UPL promoters siphoning of money, 10 December 2020. Yeah, let's see the example. UPL. ये रहा 10 दिसंबर 2020, ये उसका लो है. स्टॉक वॉज डाउन ऑलमोस्ट, सर्किट लगा था पहला एफ एंड ओ में 10%, और उसके बाद ऑलमोस्ट 13-14% डाउन गया था. एंड उसके बाद कैन यू सी एनी सेलर हु इज left to sell on that bad news? कैन यू सी द उसके बाद क्या हुआ? स्टॉक एक भी दिन वापस नहीं आया है. 80% इन ऑलमोस्ट 5 or 6 months. See this. Yeah, let me put this. Yeah, ये न्यूज था, बैड न्यूज जो ब्लू, एंड देन इट वेंट अप, राइट? कैन यू सी दैट? एंड सी द आउट परफॉर्मेंस. वी आर नॉट लुकिंग ओनली एट स्टॉक एज स्टॉक जो अंडर परफॉर्मेंस था उस दिन बंद कर दिया उसने. कैन यू सी द स्टॉक 65% आउट परफॉर्मेंस किया उसके बाद, द सेम पीरियड. Exit strategy is too much good news. The best strategy to exit. Either you can put a lower low, simple thing in technical analysis, right? Don't want to complicated anything, right? In my life, I want simple things. I don't want complicated things, right? There are many ways to exit. There is no perfect way. What works for you, you use it, right? For me, I wait for very good news and everybody talk about that stock, or either stock started underperforming a big time, right? That is the two criteria that I use. Adani Group FPI account freeze June 12, 2021. Anybody remember that thing? And everybody was happy कि हाँ अब ये तो खराब ही था अदानी. Everybody was happy and cheering. Suchita Lalal, you are right, and this is all fraud, because most of the people have missed the trend. And when people miss the trend, they envy. मतलब वो उसके बारे में कभी अच्छा बोल ही नहीं सकते, because that is a human behavior, right? कि ये तो fraud ही है, यही है. But why don't you accept that you are not able to participate? That is the truth. There was a money making opportunity and you did not able to do it. That's the truth, whether you accept it or not. It applies to me also, and it applies to everybody, right? And let's see what has happened June 12, right? So Adani Enterprise, right? Yeah, June 12, right? June 12 को छुट्टी था, तो next trading session था June 14. Can you see that? This is a low. Stock गया था उस दिन, and then stock cross किया, right? Can you see that? The huge volumes, and after that what happened? कभी भी वो लो क्रॉस नहीं किया उस स्टॉक ने. एंड ऑलवेज लुक, जब भी कोई ग्रुप में अगर ट्रबल आती है ना, तो हाईएस्ट लिक्विडिटी वाले स्टॉक्स को देखो हमेशा, कि जहां पे एफ एंड ओ होता है, राइट? आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट कैश. जहां पे कैश में होता है, अकेला कैश है तो देन यू लुक एट कैश. बट अगर कोई स्टॉक एफ एंड ओ में है और वो ग्रुप स्टॉक है जिसके बारे में खराब न्यूज है, तो एफ एंड ओ में सेलिंग भी आप कर सकते हो. तो सेलर्स विल नॉट लीव दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी टू मेक मनी, राइट? They will bloody sell everything, right? If that is actual bad news. Can you see that stock is not able to go down? And after that, after some time consolidation, what has happened? If I put exactly that point, right? Stock has outperformed Nifty 50%. And what has happened in stock after that, right? 50-60% स्टॉक बढ़ा, एंड उसने निफ्टी को कितना आउट परफॉर्म किया? द सेम पीरियड 50%. एंड सी व्हाट हैज हैपेंड इन अदानी ग्रुप स्टॉक, राइट? अदानी पावर सी, ये था उस दिन का न्यूज. अपने को वो बैड न्यूज तब तक नहीं एक्सेप्ट करने का जब तक उस दिन के हाई के ऊपर नहीं निकले. दैट इज अ सिंपल फॉर्मूला दैट वी हैव टू डू. ये अदानी पावर का उस दिन का हाई है. सो अदानी पावर कैश में है तो बहुत सारा वो एएसएम कैटेगरी में लग गया था, एंड बहुत सारी तो उसके बाद कंटिन्यूअस सेलर सर्किट में था. बट द ग्रुप हाईएस्ट लिक्विड स्टॉक अदानी बॉट एंड अदानी, दे वर नॉट मूविंग डाउन. So that was a clear signal that this is actually not a bad news. नहीं तो ये जो highly liquid stock है, they should fall heavily. राइट, बिकॉज वहां पे तो एफ एंड ओ है, यू कैन शॉर्ट एनीथिंग, राइट। एंड सी व्हाट हैज हैपेंड, जब भी अदानी पावर ने उस दिन का हाई क्रॉस किया, कैन यू सी दैट, वो बैड न्यूज का, एंड यू सी द आउट परफॉर्मेंस 120% प्लस, एंड सी द आउट परफॉर्मेंस। ये ब्लू लाइन है जहां पे उसने क्रॉस किया, मैं ये ऊपर वाली ब्लू लाइन हटा देता हूँ, राइट। सो 100% आउट परफॉर्मेंस। The same way you can say Adani Green or whatever, you know. If you don't like Adani group, that is your problem, right? That's not anybody else's problem. ये है हाई, राइट, ये जून 12, या कैन यू सी उसके ऊपर जैसे क्लोजिंग आया, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है वैलिडिटी, राइट। कैन यू सी द क्लोजिंग के बाद क्या हुआ, 150% up, then see the out performance, 73% out performance, right? And you can see in a lot of Adani stocks, right? And let me give you the, you know, whole Adani ka, I think if I have an index, right, I have created a one custom index, I think, for Adani, right. Yeah, this is the index, right. 14 June 12 2021, right. ये रहा June 12, yeah, this is the high, right. Can you see the group level? Oh, sorry, this is an index, okay, I forgot, you know, why it is like that. Yeah, this is Adani Power, sorry. Yeah, 14 June, can you see that? ये स्टॉक जब भी आए वापस एंड वो हाई पे क्रॉस कर दिए, सी व्हाट इज आफ्टर दैट, एग्जैक्टली सी रिलेटिव स्ट्रेंथ, जैसे क्लोजिंग दिया यहाँ पे, सी 85% ग्रुप ने आउट परफॉर्मेंस किया उसके बाद, एंड द होल ग्रुप इज अप 72%, राइट. सो देन लेट्स मूव, मतलब सुचेता आंटी को उनका काम करने दो, अपने को अपना काम करना है, राइट. And 23rd July 2020, because she makes money by tweeting, right? You don't make money by tweeting, right? You make money by putting money. 23rd July, right? Let me give you the example. Again, AGR का आया था. See, the same AGR statement, judgment has given a lot of opportunity, right? 23 July. Bharti Airtel. Because Bharti is my favorite stock and I almost trade, and Bharti has given me everything. 23rd July 2021, yeah. Okay, this is the 23rd July. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, this. Can you see? 23rd July, judgment आ गया कि सब पे करो. And can you see the relative strength from that day onward? Stock is up 42%. This is a large cap, okay? And see the outperformance, 28% outperformance. And look at idea, yeah. आइडिया का तो एग्जांपल हमने देख लिया, जो 50,000 करोड़, उसके बाद ये भी इवेंट था, 23rd जुलाई का हाई भी क्रॉस किया उसने. कैन यू सी द आइडिया इज नो, फिर जब भी क्रॉस किया 23rd जुलाई का हाई, उसके बाद वो नीचे नहीं गया, उसके बाद सीधा ऊपर गया, देखो. और आउट परफॉर्मेंस भी देखो, जैसे ही उसने क्रॉस किया 70%, या. ओके, एंड अगस्त 5, आपको पता है कुमार मंगलम मिल्रा स्टेप डाउन एज अ वोडाफोन आइडिया चेयरमैन. एनीबडी रिमेंबर कि वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू सपोर्ट द कंपनी, गवर्नमेंट शुड सी व्हाट दे हैव टू डू, राइट? August 5. Can you see this August 5? August 5 candle. This is the August 5 candle. जहां पे आइडिया went down 22% that day, and उसके बाद वो क्लोजिंग हुआ ऊपर में, फ्लैट क्लोज दिया, राइट? That was a bad news. What has happened after that? Stock of 180%. वो दिन का हाई क्रॉस किया, उसके बाद देखो आप, and see the stocks out performance. स्टॉक 150% आउट परफॉर्म किया मार्केट को, रिलेटिव स्ट्रेंथ. Are you finding amazing? Do you think, do you need any other setup in the life? You know, is one setup is enough to make millions of rupees or whatever आपके ड्रीम में है? आपको लगता है एक ही सेटअप इनफ है, or you need anything else, right? And anybody remembered Evergrande crisis? Evergrande crisis and मतलब ग्लोबल फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस आ जाएंगे, लेमन ब्रदर्स के क्राइसिस आ जाएंगे, एंड यू हियर द स्टोरीज, राइट? 20 September 2021. Anybody? Yeah. Evergrande effect, okay? 20 September 2021. अपना निफ्टी भी गिर गया था, बैंक निफ्टी भी गिर गया था, एंड रियल एस्टेट सेक्टर सब गिर गए थे, एंड पूरा ग्लोबल मार्केट डाउन हो गया था. ट्वेंटी सितंबर, राइट? ये रहा अपना. हाँ, आप देख रहे हो मार्केट एकदम अप ट्रेंड था, और ये न्यूज आया तो सडनली मार्केट ने यहाँ पे दिया और पैनिक आ गया था एकदम से. सडनली मार्केट फ्लैश में डाउन हुआ था सुबह में. एंड सी, एवरीबडी बताऊंगी कि रियल एस्टेट में पूरा क्राइसिस आ जाएगा, ग्लोबली रियल एस्टेट विल बी हैव टफ टाइम एंड व्हाटएवर, राइट? मीडिया कंपेयर्ड टू लेमन ब्रदर्स, इफ एवरीबडी रिमेंबर, एवरीबडी वाज पैनिक. एंड व्हाट हैज हैपेंड आफ्टर दैट, आपको पता है? सबसे बेस्ट परफॉर्मिंग सेक्टर कौन सा था पता है उसके बाद? रियल एस्टेट. ये रहा 20 सितंबर, एंड सी द रियल एस्टेट सेक्टर 40% बढ़ गया, और फास्टेस्ट मूव कितने टाइम में आया देखो, 36% अप इन ओनली 19 ट्रेडिंग सेशन, एंड सी द डीएलएफ एंड ऑल थिंग. लोगों ने बहुत भर के शॉर्ट किया, मतलब शॉर्ट करो डीएलएफ और वो सब, इंडिया में भी क्राइसिस आ जाएंगे इसके, राइट? डीएलएफ अप 35% एंड 30% ये भी अप, रिलेटिव परफॉर्मेंस, राइट? सर आइदर लोअर लो पे एग्जिट करो, आइदर बहुत अच्छे न्यूज आ जाए, आइदर ऐसी बड़ी कैंडल आ जाए जहां पे 6% डीएलएफ डाउन है, यू कैन एग्जिट, राइट? देयर आर मेनी वेज टू एग्जिट. Anybody remember Omicron? 20 December 2021. अफ्रीका में पहला केस आया था, एंड पीपल वर थर्ड, और काफी कंट्रीज ने अपनी एयरलाइंस बंद कर दिया, नए विजिटर्स को आना बंद कर दिया सडनली 1-2 days, एंड वर्ल्ड वाज इन पैनिक कि ओमिक्रॉन बहुत फास्ट फैलता है, एंड दिस वेरिएंट इज वेरी डेंजरस. एनीबडी रिमेंबर दैट इवेंट्स, ओमिक्रॉन? क्या ट्रैवल एजेंट को सब पता होगा. या सो लेट मी टेल यू. सो जैसे ही ये इवेंट आया, लॉट ऑफ काफी सारे फ्रेंड्स और काफी सारे जो भी जिनके साथ मैं काम करता हूँ, जो काफी सारे इन्वेस्टर्स है, राइट? तो मैं आपको बताता हूँ, राइट? कहाँ गया ये? ओके. सो आई वेंट इनटू वन थिंग, अगर ये बहुत खराब न्यूज है तो जहां पे मान लो एग्जांपल, जहां पे अर्थक्वेक आया है सबसे ज्यादा डैमेज वहां पे होगा, या जहां पे नहीं आया वहां पे होगा? तो साउथ अफ्रीका वाज एपिक सेंटर, राइट? तो साउथ अफ्रीका इकोनॉमी एंड मार्केट शुड गो, मतलब फॉल हो जाने चाहिए, राइट? बहुत गिर जाने चाहिए। दैट इज एजम्पशन, राइट? द नैरेटिव था कि मार्केट क्रैश हो जाएंगे अगेन, एवरीथिंग वाज। तो जस्ट मैंने एक ही चीज किया कि साउथ अफ्रीका का इंडेक्स को ढूंढा कि विच इज द इंडेक्स, जैसे अपना निफ्टी है। देन आई जस्ट ओपन द इंडेक्स कि यार क्या कर रहा है वहां का मार्केट, इज दिस नैरेटिव इज राइट और रॉन्ग, या हमको उल्लू बनाया जा रहा है, राइट, बाय दिस मीडिया। ये रहा 20 दिसंबर, जब ओमिक्रॉन का केस आया एंड पूरी दुनिया ने सब लॉकडाउन कर दिए अगेन स्ट्रिक्ट। दूसरे दिन अफ्रीका का इंडेक्स नए हाई पे आ गया बॉस। सो दिस नैरेटिव इज वेरी फार फ्रॉम द रियलिटी व्हाट एवरीबॉडी इज थिंकिंग। दुनिया की सब गवर्नमेंट जो हल्ला मचा रही है कि हम नहीं आने देंगे किसी को, ये नहीं करने देंगे, इज दैट नैरेटिव वाज ट्रू और वेरी फार फ्रॉम द रियलिटी? व्हाट डू यू से? एंड सी व्हाट हैज आफ्टर अपने निफ्टी, अपना निफ्टी देखो क्या किया है उस टाइम, 2012। मार्केट गिरते गिरते आ रहा था और ये डे है 20 दिसंबर 2021। कैन यू सी द पैनिक था इंडिया के मार्केट में? 2.5% डाउन था निफ्टी एंड एवरीबॉडी वाज ऑन पैनिक। एंड उसके बाद क्या हुआ? सो वी हैव डन वन कॉन्फ्रेंस कॉल विद इन्वेस्टर्स एंड टोल्ड दैट दिस इज अ बुलशिट। अगले दिन का हाई क्रॉस करे, जो भी छापना है छापो पैसा। एंड 9% निफ्टी बढ़ गया कंटिन्यूअस अप। कैन यू सी दैट? इज इट अमेजिंग कि सिंपल अंडरस्टैंडिंग कैन गिव यू अ क्लैरिटी? सिंपल थिंग। Then promoter siphoning, latest news. This is what the trade I hold. Hero Motocorp. Anybody remember this recent news? 29 March 2022. Hero Motocorp IT department से automaker siphon of 800 crores, right? So let's see market क्या बोल रहा है, किया नहीं किया, बहुत खराब है नहीं है, right? March 2022, right? Oh wow, ये रहा आपका 29 मार्च का लो और ये रहा आपका 29 मार्च का हाई। कैन यू सी दैट? मार्केट को आउट पर मार्केट कितना गिरा उसके बाद 29 मार्च के बाद? लेट मी प्लॉट द निफ्टी तो आपको पता चले। ये तो रिसेंट है तो आप सबकी मेमोरी में रहेगा। ये निफ्टी है आपकी जो नीचे, सो जो ये स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट है। ये बैड न्यूज आया था, हीरो मोटो वाज इन सेलर सर्किट एंड देन उसके बाद क्लोजिंग ऊपर दिया 60%। एंड देन उसके बाद देखो निफ्टी कंटिन्यूस जा रही है नीचे। 18,000 निफ्टी थी, आज निफ्टी क्या है? 16,400, राइट? निफ्टी कितना डाउन है वो डे के बाद? निफ्टी इज डाउन ऑलमोस्ट 8% के अराउंड, राइट? एंड सी आपका हीरो, निफ्टी इज गोइंग कंटिन्यूस डाउन। इज हीरो इज गोइंग डाउन? इतना मार्केट खराब में भी हीरो नीचे नहीं जा रहा है। और ये देखो यहाँ पे हाई क्रॉस किया उसने। अभी My position is almost 8 to 10% in plus, and then you see ये हाई क्रॉस किया, उसके बाद देखो हीरो हैज आउटपरफॉर्म ऑलमोस्ट 14% निफ्टी टिल नाउ। कितने ट्रेडिंग सेशन हुए और जहां पे मार्केट डाउन है? 17 ट्रेडिंग सेशन, राइट? एंड स्टिल आई एम होल्डिंग दिस ट्रेड। सो आई विल बाय 25% फर्स्ट, देन जैसे ही प्रॉफिट में पोजीशन बिल्ड होगी तो आई विल ऐड again and again, right? I will keep adding in the pyramiding, in the position sizing, right? So this is the trade I am holding right now. कहां तक जाएगा I don't know. जब भी कोई बहुत अच्छा न्यूज आएगा, टू व्हीलर सेल्स का बहुत अच्छा आएगा, रिजल्ट जबरदस्त आएगा, या कोई भी बहुत बड़ा, जब 8-10% स्टॉक बढ़ेगा and everybody is optimistic, everybody want to buy hero, that day I know what you have to do. आप लोगों को पता ही है क्या करना चाहिए। So how do you find learning till now? So thank you all of you. Okay, amazing. Yeah. Mind blowing. Yeah. Amazing. Okay. Cool. Okay. So now, how to understand if news is actually bad, right? Okay. How to understand actually news is bad? Anybody remember Yes Bank is the best bank? वैसा narrative था 21 September 2018 and Yes Bank Rana Kapoor fall out of bad debt battle, right? Yeah. So let's go to the 21 September 2018, right? 21 September 2018. Yeah. Okay. This is a 21 September 2018. यश बैंक चेयरमैन को भगाया, 30% डाउन द स्टॉक। अब आप यस बैंक की हिस्ट्री में कभी वो हाई क्रॉस नहीं कर पाया है। देख लो, कैन यू सी दैट? Is it actually bad news or good news? And see, प्रमोटर ने क्या नैरेटिव आपको फैलाया, प्रमोटर ने क्या ट्वीट्स किए, देखो मैं आपको वो भी दिखाता हूँ। एंड कैसे रिटेलर्स ने बाय किया। जीरोधा के फाउंडर नितिन कामत ने बताया कि सबसे ज्यादा एवरेजिंग यस बैंक में हुआ है लॉस में। If simple information could have saved thousands of crores of rupees of retail investor, if they would have this understanding, right? Let me show you the slide. Do you remember the tweet of Rana Kapoor? Diamonds are forever. My promoter shares of Yes Banks are invaluable to me. मतलब उन्होंने बताया कि मेरे Yes Bank के शेयर डायमंड है। जब कोई प्रमोटर इतनी बहुत अच्छी बातें करने लगे ना, तो भाव को देखो, और अगर एफएनडो में है और भाव वीक बोल रहा है ना, तो उसको ठोक दो। You will remember me for the life. मतलब आपने जितना पैसा लाइफ में नहीं बनाएगा ना, उतना पैसा बनाओगे जब ऐसी ऐसी बातें करेंगे प्रमोटर्स। एंड सी राणा कपूर साहब, डायमंड्स, वो डायमंड्स उन्होंने क्या किए वो भी देखते हैं ना। ये डायमंड कभी नहीं बेचेंगे राणा कपूर साहब। अभी राणा कपूर साहब के पास कोई डायमंड बचा है क्या? डायमंड बेच दिए उन्होंने, और वो डायमंड डायमंड यहाँ पे बेचे। ये ट्वीट करके देखो, यहाँ पे ऊपर ले जाके आपको पहनाया माला पहनाई आपको। 70% अप हुआ यस बैंक, एवरीबॉडी एक्साइटेड, वाह वाह यस बैंक इज ग्रेट बैंक। माला पहना ली सबको, आ जाओ पहनो जिसको पहनना है, राइट? दिस इज अ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन गाइस, दिस इज अ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन। हाउ यू कम टू सिंपल थिंग, उसके ऊपर जाने को तैयार ही नहीं है स्टॉक, राइट? उससे ज्यादा कुछ चाहिए नहीं कॉम्प्लिकेटेड अपने को लाइफ में। सो दिस इज वन थिंग दैट आई लर्न फ्रॉम माय मेंटर्स, राइट? जैसे प्रेमल सर बोलते हैं कि आरएस का एक ही चीज सीख लो, राइट? वो ही इज 100% राइट, बट काफी लोग वो समझ नहीं पाते हैं कि उन्होंने ये चीज क्यों बोला है। वाई प्रेमल सर एक ही सेटअप पे ही इज वेरी सुपर सक्सेसफुल, राइट? बिकॉज ही हैज मास्टर्ड दैट थिंग, राइट? ही नो इन एंड आउट ऑफ इट. To succeed, you only need to master one trade setup and focus on handful of markets, and your life is set, right? You don't need anything else in the life. Do you want to see that? Yeah. Yes बैंक का ट्रिगर कहाँ कहाँ है? इंडिया बुल्स हाउसिंग 21 September 2018. Okay. ये रहा इंडिया बुल्स का हाई। डीएचएफएल तो अभी चार्ट ही नहीं है क्योंकि डिलिस्ट हो गया, राइट? कैन यू सी द इवेंट? कभी वापस नहीं आया वो भाव। सो ये स्टॉक अगर एफ एंड ओ के ट्रेडर्स हो आप, अगर एफ एंड ओ के ट्रेडर्स हो, राइट? विजय जी यस बैंक को कहां पे सेल करने का? जहां पे भी वीकनेस दिखे ठोकने का उसको रिट्रेसमेंट में। यू हैव टू यूज सिंपल सिस्टम, राइट? यू डोंट नीड कॉम्प्लिकेटेड थिंग्स, व्हाट वर्क्स फॉर यू हैव टू यूज। कैसे वीकनेस को ढूंढना है वो आपको डिसाइड करना है। 15 मिनट में लोअर लो बनना चाहिए, 1 घंटे में बनना चाहिए, डेली में बनना चाहिए, देते जाओ, राइट? बिकॉज आपको पूरा क्लैरिटी है ना व्हाई यू आर डूइंग इट। नैरेटिव है कि यस बैंक इज गुड, बट डेटा और प्राइस बोल रहा है कि यस बैंक इज वेरी बैड। सो जब मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल एग्री करेंगे बैड, तब यू हैव टू आउट, राइट? सो काफी जितने भी शेयर होल्डर्स है वो तो अभी भी होपफुल है कि यस बैंक विल समडे चेंज देयर लाइफ, राइट? इंडिया बुल्स हाउसिंग, राइट? 1200 रुपए का स्टॉक कहां पहुंच गया? दैट वन बैड इवेंट, उसके बाद वो कभी वापस ही नहीं आया, राइट? सो दिस इज हाउ यू कैन सेव मिजरीज, दिस इज हाउ यू कैन सेव योर लाइफ सेविंग। जब भी कोई बहुत बड़ा बैड न्यूज आए और स्टॉक उसके बाद रिएक्ट करे, उसके बाद वापस कभी भी ना आए, तो आपको एक चीज याद रखना है कि भाई इससे निकलना बहुत जरूरी है। फिर से एंट्री कब करना है? उसके ऊपर निकल जाए, ठीक है, तब ले लो ना, कौन रोक रहा है आपको, राइट? सो नाउ लेट्स द सीक्रेट फॉर how they make extraordinary returns, right? These all hedge fund guys, billions of dollar, right? Conventional wisdom बोलता है you should have a diversification, right? What being taught at colleges and practiced by mutual fund managers, जिनके पोर्टफोलियो में जू जैसे होते हैं, मतलब 80, 100, 50 स्टॉक्स होते हैं उनके पोर्टफोलियो में। I think by having 50, 100 stocks, maybe you will make money, right? But you will not able to create a fortune for yourself. Remember this thing. You will always be underperformer, almost time, right? How they make extraordinary returns? These all big guys, right? I will give you the example also. So how I take a big position? My few large concentrated bets are on these on bad news only, right? जहां पे भी मुझे ये सेटअप मिलता है, I go juggler, right? I go extraordinary aggressive, right? So billionaire investor and hedge fund managers, few large concentrated bets only will make you a extraordinary rich or extraordinary money from the stock market. Don't think कि आप 20 स्टॉक लेके कभी अमीर बन पाओगे। That is not going to happen. अगर आपका पास 2% का एलोकेशन किसी स्टॉक में और वो स्टॉक 10 गुना भी बढ़ गया तो आपका कैपिटल 20% ही बढ़ेगा। It is not going to change anything in your life, right? So secret 5, that's a big bet, right? How to take a big bet? You have to build the conviction on whatever the setup you have. So आपको उसके डीप डाउन जाना पड़ेगा, उसके डीपली चले जाना पड़ेगा। रेदर देन 10 इंडिकेटर, 10 सेटअप, एक सेटअप को उसके हजारों चार्ट्स देख लो, हजारों अलग अलग वेरिएशंस देख लो, एंड देन यू मास्टर दैट थिंग, राइट? And then you build the conviction. So 2 billion position on one trade, right? अगर किसी को पढ़ना हो तो स्टैनली ड्रिकन मिलर का इंग्लैंड की बैंक, मतलब रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंग्लैंड के सामने ये लोगों ने फाइट किया था, एंड दे ये वर्ल्ड का सिंगल ट्रेड में सबसे ज्यादा किसी ने प्रॉफिट बनाया हो तो ही हैज डन इट. आई थिंक ऑलमोस्ट 9 या 10 हजार करोड़ रुपीस बनाए थे फ्रॉम अ सिंगल ट्रेड, एंड ही वाज फाइटिंग अगेंस्ट द रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंग्लैंड, राइट? कभी टाइम मिले तो स्टडी दैट ट्रेड एंड यू लर्न अ लॉट थिंग, राइट? दैट हाउ टू बैट ऑन द कन्विक्शन ट्रेड्स, राइट? Warren Buffett. Do you know the Warren Buffett is largest stakeholder in Apple? And what is the percentage of Warren Buffett's holding in Apple? It is a 48%. काफी सारे गुरुज है ना मार्केट में, वो वॉरेन बफेट को कोट करते हैं कि डोंट पुट योर ऑल एग्स इनटू वन बास्केट एंड ऑल थिंग. दिस इज ऑल बुलशिट, यू नो. वो सब ज्ञान बांटने के लिए ठीक है, पैसा बनाने के लिए ठीक नहीं है, यू नो. सो अगर आपको लाइफ में कुछ बनना है तो आपको पैसा स्टॉक मार्केट से अगर एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी बनना है ना, देयर इज नो अदर वे. अगर आपको 10-15% वो म्यूचुअल फंड बनाना है तो दैट्स फाइन, यू नो. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट पीपल, दैट इज ऑल्सो अ गुड वे. But if you are putting your efforts, if you are putting your energies, right, then you need to make extraordinary money for yourself, right? You're not here to do a mediocre things, right? 10-15% के लिए आप नहीं आए हो यहाँ पे. So you have to bet on conviction. जहाँ पे भी setup आपको लगे, you have to bet aggressively, right? And most importantly, I will tell you a few things, right? Mutual fund के पास 50 से stock होते हैं average, right? Do you think, मैं आप सब लोगों को पूछता हूँ, by having a 50 or 40 or 100 stock, do you think, can you believe, can you tell me, you know, you can create extraordinary returns for yourself, right, by investing mutual fund? या खुद आप सबके भी पोर्टफोलियो देख लो, अगर आपके पास 10 से ज्यादा स्टॉक है ना, तो समझ लो मतलब आपको इन्वेस्टिंग अभी भी बहुत सीखना बाकी है, राइट? इफ यू नीड मोर देन 10 स्टॉक्स, राइट? डू यू थिंक यू कैन क्रिएट एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी रिटर्न्स? आपको लगता है? So build a conviction, right? Build a conviction on particular one thing. जैसे प्रेमल भाई से मैं कभी डिस्कशन करता हूँ, प्रेमल भाई बोलते हैं मैंने इसमें बहुत ज्यादा कैलकुलेशन कर दिया, तो मैं उनको पूछूं कि क्यों किया है, तो बोला मेरे को कन्विक्शन है मेरे सेटअप पे, जो मैं चीज देख, बिकॉज हाउ ही हैज डेवलप्ड, ही हैज ट्रेडेड एंड इन्वेस्टेड हंड्रेड्स ऑफ स्टॉक. उन्होंने स्टडी किया है, रोज शाम को बैठ के वो स्टडी करते हैं, बहुत सारे सेटअप्स को देखते हैं, तब जाके उनको कन्विक्शन आता है, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाट द डिफरेंस बिटवीन यू एंड प्रेमल भाई एंड मैनी अदर ट्रेडर्स, राइट? प्रेमल भाई ने तो उनको जो उनके पास नॉलेज है ना, सब कुछ आपको बता दिया है, बट प्रेमल भाई 1 करोड़ डाल देंगे वो स्टॉक पे, बट आप 1 लाख रुपए नहीं डाल पाओगे, बिकॉज यू डोंट हैव कन्विक्शन, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाट वी हैव टू लर्न फ्रॉम प्रेमल भाई एंड दिस ऑल, यू नो, ग्रेट इन्वेस्टर एंड ट्रेडर अराउंड यू, राइट? काफी लोग कौन सा स्टॉक लेना है, कौन सा स्टॉक बेचना है, बॉस दैट इज अ 10%. 90% is, will you able to allocate? Will you able to allocate aggressively into this opportunity? Because buying or selling stock will make you fun, you know. आप ये डिसाइड कर लो कि आर यू हियर टू मेक मनी और हैव फन, कि यार मैंने ये स्टॉक लिया था 100% बढ़ गया, बट अभी कभी अपने आप को सवाल तो पूछो कि वो 100% बढ़ गया, आपकी लाइफ में कितना फर्क पड़ा? डज इट हैव चेंज एनीथिंग इन योर लाइफ, राइट? इट डज नॉट मेक एनी सेंस, राइट? सो आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट, ये जो भी चीजें मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, ये 1% लोगों के लिए बोल रहा हूँ. Those who want, those who have extraordinary dreams in their life, those who want to achieve extraordinary dreams in their life, right? I'm not talking about these mediocre people, right? Those, you know, I am very maybe blunt because I was also a struggler, right? Maybe almost 13 or 14 years of my life. Then I realized that my activities, my behaviors, my everything is like, you know, strugglers. So मेरा outcome भी struggler ही जैसा होगा ना. How I can become a, you know, extraordinary achiever or super performer, right? So 99% people want to be a struggler, okay? So whether you want to be a struggler for the life or whether you want to move from a struggler, that's the choice you have to take, right? And if you take that you want to be in 1%, then you have to do a different things, right? You can't do the same thing what these 99% people do in their life or in their trading or in their investing, right? Secret number 6, protecting capital, avoiding big loss. Have you seen this whole setup जो भी मैंने आपसे डिस्कस किया अभी तक, you know, on the bad news, जहां पे भी हमें मार्केट अपने नैरेटिव से अगेंस्ट जाता है, do you think there was any big losses possibilities? अपना रिस्क कितना था? अगर if we get it wrong, that single day लो के नीचे क्लोजिंग हुआ, we are out. So is we have stopped that we will never lose big loss, right? Very low risk, right? If we wrong, right? So that is the mantra, that you have to protect your capital also, right? Because without capital, no capital market. And secret number 7, strike when iron is hot. But you will only able to strike the iron, right, when it is hot, when you have patience to sit for such opportunities, right? How many can have patience for few months, right, 2-3 months, to wait for such opportunities to emerge? I know people can't wait tomorrow also. अगर उनके पास 10%, 20%, 50 लाख पड़ा है ना, किसी ने बोला ट्विटर पे या किसी ने कहीं पे भी बोला यार ये ले लो, तो वो ले लेते हैं, राइट? दे डोंट वेट. मतलब कैश होल्ड करना इज अ टफेस्ट ट्रेड. आपको पता है सबसे टफेस्ट ट्रेड क्या है स्टॉक मार्केट में? होल्डिंग द कैश. दैट इज ऑल्सो ट्रेड, राइट? होल्डिंग द कैश इज अ ट्रेड, and it is a toughest thing to hold the cash, right? But I think very few people have the patience, to hold for arising such opportunities, right? I wait for such opportunities. I don't like to trade every day in the morning, ye le lo bech do. That way maybe you will make money, but you will not change your life, right? If your system is not like that, right? If you are intraday trader, then it's a different story, right? I'm not talking about intraday traders, right? So principles follows by these great investors. What I learned from these, right? Intense focus on their process, capital protection, and big bet. These 3 things combine. If you see whatever that I have shared in last almost 1.5 hours, right? These all 3 things are covered. When to bet big, capital protection, and intense focus on what is happening, right? What is happening across the board, right? Game of speculation. So are you a speculator or trader, right? So जितने भी वर्ल्ड के greatest जो जिनको आप ट्रेडर बोलते हो, they are all speculators. So speculator words come from the Spain, right? So that is word called speculari, right? Speculari, which means to spy out or to examine, right? So what we have done, this all bad news, right? जितने भी bad news जो narratives से कि यार ये खत्म हो जाएगा, बहुत खराब है. So we were observing like a speculator, right? We were observing like what is the market narrative, what is price is telling us, right? We are exactly observation कर रहे थे कि हो क्या रहा है, right? So you have to be a speculator, right? If you want to create extraordinary money, right? Be a speculator for the life. Never मतलब किसी ने बोल दिया ये खराब है तो मान मत लो, वेरीफाई करो with the price, because आपके पास सबसे बेस्ट टूल है to verify that whether this is a true or wrong, right? Don't hear anybody, including me, anybody in the world. Just listen to the price. भाव भगवान છે जो बोलते हैं ना, गुजराती में कहावत છે ना, भाव भगवान છે. Price is everything, right? Because everybody's money is involved. If something is bad, nobody will wait for you कि आप आके बताओगे मुझे बेचना चाहिए. They will sell, right? So, and superior long-term returns, right? Green till you are up 30-40%, right? If you are up 30-40%, तो लोग बोलते कि यार बहुत पैसा हो गया, अब तो शांति से बैठने का टाइम है. No. Now you have a risk capital. Market ने जो पैसा आपको 40% दिया है, you can risk more. You can go for 100%. You can go for 200%, right? If you have a conviction, why don't you try for 100% a year, right? When you are up already 30-40% in 4, 5, 6 months, अगर कभी अच्छा period आया तो, right? So you have to make a juggler money, right? When environment is right, when system processes are working according to you, go for bang, right? And जब avoiding diamond years जो अभी चल रहा है, right? कि बहुत zigzag चल रहा है, बहुत, तो अभी शांति रखो ना. बट क्या करते हो आप? उस टाइम बहुत पैसा बनाते नहीं और अभी पैसा बनाने की कोशिश करते हो. So there is a time to make money and there is a time to go fishing, right? There is a quote. There is a time to go fish. मतलब there is a time to go away from the market, Just observe like a speculator. Don't do anything. But we don't have clarity, when to go juggler or when to go juggler when market start giving you money. आपको 10 रुपया मिला तो और ज्यादा रिस्क लो. तो रिस्क आप अपना कैपिटल पे नहीं ले रहे हो, आप तो प्रॉफिट पे रिस्क ले रहे हो ना, तो यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू लूज एनी मनी. बट क्या होता है, हम प्रॉफिट से वी हैव अ लॉट ऑफ अटैचमेंट, राइट? वी थिंक दिस इज माय मनी. सो व्हेन वी हैव अटैच्ड टू मच to our money, then we don't reach to the true potential what we can do as a trader, right? So it's a time to go juggler and it's time to go सो बैट द हाउस मनी, जो मैंने आपको बोला है, पिरामिडिंग इन प्रॉफिट्स, राइट? जब भी प्रॉफिट्स हो रहे हैं, गो एग्रेसिव। जब प्रॉफिट्स आना बंद हो गए, देनो गो डिफेंसिव। सो कब पता चलेगा, वो तो आपकी वो बैलेंस शीट ही बता देगी, आपका लेजर ही बताएगा कि अभी क्या करने का जाए, राइट? माइंडसेट एंड हैंडलिंग लॉस, यू शुड बी डिसिसिव, ओपन माइंडेड, फ्लेक्सिबल एंड कॉम्पिटिटिव, राइट? अगर ये सब चीजें नहीं होगी तो इट्स वेरी टफ टू बी इन अ वन पर्सन, राइट? सो ये सब चीजें, अगर इंफॉर्मेशन हम कब एनालिसिस कर पाएंगे, राइट? इफ वी विल नॉट हैव ओपन माइंड, देन आई थिंक वी विल नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड इट, राइट? वी शुड हैव ओपन माइंड, राइट, टू अंडरस्टैंड एवरी न्यू इंफॉर्मेशन, राइट? एंड सी, जो मैंने आपको बताया ना, ओपन माइंड किसको बोलते हैं, दिस इज व्हाट आई लर्न फ्रॉम स्टैनली ड्रकनमिलर। वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट क्रैश इन स्टॉक मार्केट इन 1987, ही वाज नेट शॉर्ट। तो उसको लगा कि क्रैश हुआ, उसके बाद क्या मार्केट वापस ऊपर चला जाएगा, तो ही वेंट नेट लॉन्ग। मतलब हेज फंड में होता है कि 130% लॉन्ग, तो दे हैव अ लॉन्ग शॉर्ट पोजीशंस, राइट? तो ही वाज 130% लॉन्ग, राइट? एंड उसके बाद मार्केट अगेन गिर गया एंड ही वाज इन ब्लडी big loss. मतलब almost you can say 2-3 thousand crore loss in a single day. So next day he again went net short. So this is called flexibility and open mind, right? If you are not open mind and flexibility, then you will not able to be an extraordinary trader, right? And best part of the speculation is, as long as you are alive, if you protect your capital, you can always make another trade and investment, right? You can have another Hero Honda, you can have another Bharti Airtel, you can have another UPL, you can have another idea, right? As long as you are into the market. If you are out of the market, like just I always say people ki Sachin Tendulkar is the world's best cricketer, like batsman, right? But if Sachin has a bad skill of batting, do you think he can do anything by sitting in stadium? He has to stay in the pitch, right? If he want to the score, अगर पिच पे खड़ा रहेगा तो ही फोर है, चक्का है या चौका मार पाएगा। पिच से बाहर चला गया तो he has to just clap, despite having the best skill. So if you don't have a capital and if you have the skill, you can't do anything, right? So you have to protect your capital, and as long as you are alive, market will throw you lot of opportunity to make money. Don't worry about it कि कल क्या होगा, ऐसी hundreds of opportunities आएगी, right? If you are here, remember this thing, if you are here, if you show up with the same consistency, same mindset, same enthusiasm, you will have another day, right, to change your life. Do you believe कि अगर आप एलिव रहेंगे, अगर if you will protect your capital, आपको लगता है कि you can change your life by just following simple principles? एक चीज याद रखो, पिच पे खड़ा रहना है। पिच से आउट तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते, इवन सचिन और विराट कोहली कैन डू एनीथिंग, राइट, डिस्पाइट हैविंग द बेस्ट स्किल। Secret number 10, and this is the secret that I changed my life. Can you tell me which ये 10वां सीक्रेट कौन सा होगा? कौन सा सीक्रेट होगा ये? राजेश जी टैपली के मैंने कॉमोडिटी का भी एग्जांपल ले लिया आपको। नाउ यू स्टडी, आस्क योरसेल्फ दिस क्वेश्चंस, राइट? Let me see, so मैं आप लोगों को बता दूं, आप सब लोगों के पास वो चीज ऑलरेडी है, बट पता नहीं आप लोगों ने उसको कितना वैल्यू दिया है आपकी लाइफ में। जितना वैल्यू दोगे उसको, उतना ज्यादा आपको उससे आउटकम आएगा। नहीं, किसी ने भी नहीं बताया। Nobody is right. Secret number 10 is mentors. You should have mentors in your life. Every successful traders and investor have a mentor in their life. Everybody. And this is my secret, right? Premal bhai, you all have one of the greatest mentor of life. Matlab Premal bhai, I have learned a lot from him. How to become a good human being, right? How to become a good human being, most important thing, right? Paisa banega, nahi banega, that's fine, you know. Our moral responsibility when we born in this earth, when we born in this world, right? Our moral responsibility is to create a better world, right? Not to spoil this world, you know. If you can't do the better world, you don't have any rights to spoil this world, right? And I learn a one thing from Premal by that, how to be a good human being, right? And most important, right? So Paul Tudor Jones, he's also one of the greatest trader hedge fund ever. Do you know Tony Robbins? How many people know? Tony Robbins, everybody know, right? Tony Robbins is mentor. He is a billionaire. This guy is a billionaire, Paul Tudor Jones. Billionaire trader, right? He pays 1 million every year. And Paul Tudor Jones every day उसको उसकी जो ट्रेडिंग होता है वो ईमेल करते हो कि उन्होंने क्या किया. And every month 1 hour they talk. He want to improve, right? See, वर्ल्ड का वन ऑफ द बेस्ट ट्रेडर का भी मेंटर है और वो एवरी मंथ वो साइकोलॉजिकल क्या मिस्टेक बायस के साथ वो काम करे उसके लिए टॉनी रॉबिन्स को हायर किया है उन्होंने. एंड 1 million a year, ऑलमोस्ट 7.5 करोड़ रुपए देते हो, मतलब 1 घंटे का 60 लाख, मतलब every month he is paying 60 lakh for that 1 hour with Tony Robbins just to improve his trading. What is his bias into the trading, right? And यहाँ पे आपको प्रेमल से फ्री में दे रहे हैं. And I don't know how many people are actually value this thing, right? जिस दिन आप ये वैल्यू करना शुरू कर देंगे ना, उस दिन मैं आपको एक चीज जरूर बोलूंगा, जितना भी प्रेमल सर ने आपको सिखाया है ना, उसका आप इम्पैक्ट आपकी लाइफ में बहुत गुना चेंज हो जाएगा, बहुत गुना चेंज हो जाएगा, राइट? एंड लेट मी सी, you know, who shaped my life. These are the mentors who have shaped my life, including Premal Bhai, right? These are the people who have saved my life, and whatever I am right now in any area of my life, they all have some part, some credit of whatever I am right now, right? So these are the people, those who have made me, right? Whoever I am right now, they have shaped my life, right? So who are your mentors? Who are your mentors, right? Your आपके mentors जैसे होंगे ना, आपके mentors से ही आपको पता चलेगा कि आप कहाँ जाओगे. Your mentors, अगर किसी को मुझे समझना है कि वो कैसा है ना, तो मैं उसको पूछूंगा who is your mentors. I don't need to ask him कि वो क्या है. मैं उसके mentors को study कर लूंगा ना, तो मुझे पता चल जाएगा कि what guy this is, right? ये बंदा कैसा होगा वो उसके mentor से ही मुझे पता चल जाएगा, right? So I don't need to ask that guy, you know, the person's mentor will decide that where he will reach in their life, right? So mentor has the biggest role in our life, right? And most important secret, and this is one thing I learned from Premal Bhai, you have to be a giver, right? Whatever you have knowledge, you have money, you have time, you can give anything, right? Premal Bhai आपको RS Warrior में क्या देते हैं? Premal Bhai आपको time देते हैं, उनका knowledge देते हैं, and what he's taking from you, he's taking nothing from you. And despite that, I see, you know, few, you know, I don't use such kind of words, you know, that bullshit people, you know, the bloody bullshit people, you know, कि वो 1,000 रुपए के लिए रोते हैं, you know, कि I need a refund and all thing, right? That's a bullshit, you know, you're doing it, right? Ultimately, you know, they don't understand the value of what these gentlemen people are doing to them, right? And what does it? This is the truth. Only 1% consistent profitable trader exists in India. This is a data from Zerodha, right? This is the data of Zerodha. Zerodha ने अपने डेटा से देखा है कि 1% people only make more than FD, fixed deposit, over the 3-year period. 99% people make less than FD, and maybe they are losing the money, right? So that's the truth. That's the truth you have to accept. If you want to be in 1%, You have to work hard. You have to go deep. You have to master one thing, right? And that 1% people get the 99% people's money, right? So imagine these 1% people, how much they make, right? And that's why they are millionaire and billionaires, right? They don't have उनके भी दो आंखें हैं, उनको भी दो हाथ है, दो पांव है. Everything is same like us. Just the difference is their mindset, their work ethics, their thinking, their vision, right? And I think this is the last slide. I think कुछ लोगों का मुझे प्राइवेट में मैसेज आया लेना. I am on Twitter. My ID is Pratik Patel 939. I think someday if you any query or something like that, right? And I hope you all have enjoyed, and I hope this presentation maybe can impact your life, or maybe you can be a different trader, or maybe you can improve your life. I don't know, how it will be helpful to you. But let me ask you single last question, and I will ask Premal bhai to take over this whole webinar, right? Do you think it was a presentation like this is a life's last presentation, right? What I committed to you. And do you think it can change your perspective about looking at the market and looking at the opportunities? So I request everybody, Premal bhai, मैं सबसे एक थोड़ा request करना चाहता हूँ कि 1 minute, yeah. So this is a tweet I have done, right? Share your experience and learning what you have done today, right? This is a tweet I think you can do, and Premal sir को भी मैंने tag किया है. And आज आप जो भी आज सीख पाए हो ना, ये gentleman जो Premal भाई है ना, उनकी वजह से. So all the credit, whatever you learned today, goes to him, right? And he has a very, very big impact in my life, right? So thank you all of you, and because हमने सोचा था 1.25 घंटा but 2 घंटा हो गया है, and people are still there. I don't know, मुझे भी नहीं पता चला time कैसे निकल गया, right? But I hope you all love it, and please make sure last line, and I will ask Premal bhai to take over this. Those who take action, they change their life. So stop thinking 10% thinking, 90% action, right? Start failing. That is the ultimate way to go into that 1%, right? Those who take action, they change their life. लिख लो, लिखना हो तो कहीं पे, because I learned from this my mentors कि without taking action, nothing is going to change, right? So take action, it will going to change your life. So Premal bhai, it's now to you. So you can have closing ceremony, and I don't know, whether I delivered or I have to deliver or not. I don't know.
प्रतीक जी, नॉर्मली वेबिनार्स में पहले यूजर्स जो होते हैं ना, इनिशियल व्हेन दे स्टार्ट, तो जैसे जैसे टाइम जाता है ना, तो यूजर्स कम होते हैं. बट आई वाज सीइंग ओवर हियर इज कि जो यूजर्स है वो कहीं जा तो नहीं रहे, बट आई हार्डली सॉ मोर देन 4-5 ऑफ द पीपल हु आर सीइंग दिस वेबिनार लीव दिस प्लेस फॉर लास्ट 2 आवर्स.
Okay.
तो एक कमेंडेबल काम किया है आपने आज. whatever you delivered, the content which you have shown to each one who is live with us today, and if I'm not wrong, around 500 people have joined us live today.
Yeah.
So that's in fact a great credit to you, that your presentation and the methods and the methodology to study relative strength in a different perspective and finding opportunities in adversity is something which I also learned a lot from you today. So all credits to you for the keen observation, for pointing out the charts and the setups where we should look at when news comes out and how we should behave. No, मैं एक चीज तो हमेशा बोलता आया हूँ कि never chase the herd. अगर आपके पास हर्ड मेंटालिटी है तो आप कभी पैसा नहीं कमा सकते. अगर आप अपने आप को अलग कर सकते हैं, कुछ आपका एज है, मतलब मार्केट में यूनिट जिस स्मॉल बिट ऑफ एज, इतना एज भी है, अगर आप पूरी मार्केट के जितने लोग हैं उससे जस्ट 2% या 3% अबव दैट है, तो देयर इज ह्यूज पोटेंशियल इन योर ट्रेडिंग और इन्वेस्टिंग व्हिच यू कैन जनरेट. सो वही चीज है आपके प्रेजेंटेशन में आज. व्हाट्स द क्रक्स ऑफ द होल थिंग इज that you have to think rational rather than, chasing news and every kind of headline and all other things. कई बार मैंने ग्रुप में भी पोस्ट किया है कि पिछले 7-8 साल में आप स्टॉप रीडिंग न्यूज़पेपर्स, न्यूज़ टीवी चैनल्स में कभी नहीं फॉलो करता हूँ. So all this again, it comes back to the same thing, that how you cut down your noise from your mind. And to be rational, you have to think very simple, very straightforward, and price action precedes every other systematic technical tools which people use. I have seen people endorsing a lot of moving averages and Bollinger Bands and what not. But then I always have believed that these all technical tools which we use are laggards in one way, because price precedes every other indicator which has been plotted using the price. Okay, so something where the price action comes first is always obviously the best approach to take. Here also what you showed is that when the price dips, you wait for the confirmation. You wait for the confirmation when the price again crosses over where it started to dip, and that new high even in the low point is a game-changing event where the strength is suggesting that yes, this stock has demand. तो वही चीज आपने डिस्प्ले की है. आई एम वेरी वेरी impressed with what you have done, the research and the efforts which you have put in to give this presentation to all the RS warriors. I'm very sure that reading the feedback of what people have experienced today on the group, on Twitter, on Telegram, whatever they post, many more people will be inspired to learn the techniques which you have shown today, and they will really want to enhance their trading journey ahead. So let's hope that together we can generate a very good viewership base for our efforts which you have put in. 2 घंटा non-stop बोलना, whoever is watching, you have to understand that somebody has to have the passion and somebody has to have the enthusiasm to speak for non-stop 2 hours. So I know how I have experience when I am doing webinars on Elon Market platforms and other places. So it takes a lot of effort to put all these things to across to people who are listening to you. And I truly appreciate every bit of effort which Pratik ji have put today. And आपने ये कई महीने से मुझे बोला था कि मैं दूंगा तो 100%. So today you have exceeded my expectations, and not only 100%, but you have delivered more than 100%. I should say it should be around 150%. So an upasakit to the presentation what you have given to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I believe Q&A sessions for the RS Warriors. Pratik ji is always there with us on RS Warriors since the time we launched the group. And not all questions can be answered, but yes, definitely over the span of next 2-3 days or 4 days, he will be helping you to answer some key questions where he feels that yes, this question needs a proper reply. So I welcome all RS warriors to post their questions on the platform. हो सके तो weekends में post करिए, because on market days our wall literally gets too much of flooded with extra things, so it makes difficult for people to notice down some key messages. But I recommend you to all post it. अगर आप RS warriors social में हैं तो that's a better platform where you can ask question answers. So over there we are not talking much of stocks, but yes, our social initiatives and other things which we want to discuss. So use that platform to ask your questions. जहाँ पे possible होगा मैं भी आपको आंसर देने की कोशिश करूंगा. And Pratik ji is always there. And मैंने आपको बोला है सबको कि he is a Columbus. तो जैसे कोलंबस ने यूएस डिस्कवर किया था ना, I have always seen this particular quality in him. तो तब से मैंने इनका नाम कोलंबस रख दिया है. ये कुछ ना कुछ ढूंढ ही लेते हैं, और इतना सारा ढूंढ लेते हैं ना कि मेरे लिए डाइजेस्ट करना मुश्किल हो जाता है. The books which he has given to me, someday I will post the names of all the books which he has given to me. But each of it, मुझे कई बार तो एक बुक को फिनिश करने में 6-6, 7-7 महीना लग जाता है. There are so much of contentful books that truly, मतलब एक लाइफ में ऐसा फ्रेंड मिल जाए ना आपको कि जो आपको इतना सारा नॉलेज बैग भर भर के आपको दे दे तो और क्या चाहिए आपको. So he's one of that kind of a person, and by the sheer luck, he's in Ahmedabad. So I have the privilege of meeting him often, and let's wish him a very, very, heartily congratulations, because recently he has delivered. He and he himself and the madam has delivered a second beautiful daughter, and just एक महीना सवा महीना हुआ उसको.
एक महीना.
तो बहुत ही प्यारी बच्ची है. कुछ दिन पहले आई हैड द प्रिविलेज टू मीट द यंग वन एंड स्पेंड सम टाइम विथ हर. तो बहुत अच्छा लगा. एंड एज ऑलवेज थैंक यू सो मच प्रतीक जी फॉर ऑल द एफर्ट्स.
प्रेमल भाई, इट्स ऑल योर हम्बलनेस कि आप इतने सारे क्रेडिट देते हो, बट एक्चुअली यू चेंज अ लॉट ऑफ वेज ऑफ लिविंग लाइफ. मतलब मेरी वाइफ हमेशा बोलती है कि प्रेमल भाई के बारे में आप इतना बात करते तो कैसा है. वंस शी मेट फर्स्ट टाइम आपको, उसके बाद आपके जाने के बाद उसने बोला कि लाइक यू आर एक्चुअली राइट, कि आप एक्सक्रेट नहीं कर रहे थे. मतलब हाउ मच गुड ह्यूमन बीइंग इज, राइट. सो काफी बार वो एनर्जीज होती है ना, आप कभी किसी को कुछ बताते नहीं, बट यू फील द एनर्जी, राइट. द ऑपोजिट पर्सन की, वेदर ही इज व्हाट ही इज स्पीकिंग, वो गुड है, बैड है, व्हाटएवर एनर्जी. आप शब्दों से किसी को उल्लू बना सकते हैं, बट एनर्जी से यू कांट मेक एनीबॉडी फॉल. सो that energy is always, whenever I am around you, I feel that energy, right. और आपको मैं बता दूं तो जब भी आपके पास से जाता हूं ना, तो जो काम मेरे को कुछ भी करना है, गिविंग, आई नेवर टेल एनीबॉडी व्हाट आई एम डूइंग, बट जो भी करना है आपके पास जाता हूँ कि 10 दिन के बाद करना होता है, नेक्स्ट डे हो जाता है. तो यार नहीं, अब कर ही देना है. दैट इज द इंस्पिरेशन दैट आई गॉट एनर्जी, राइट. व्हेनेवर आई हैव मेट यू एनी टाइम, मतलब कभी क्लब में मिले या कभी भी कहीं पे, मतलब थिंग्स हैपेंस लाइक दैट, राइट. सो दैट्स द पावर ऑफ हैविंग अराउंड a good giver like you.
बस हम सबको यही करना है लाइफ में. बेसिकली व्हेन वी ऑल बिकम गिवर्स रादर देन रिसीवर्स, तो बहुत एक पॉजिटिव एरा पूरा यूनिवर्स जनरेट करता है. एंड द यूनिवर्स हैज ऑलवेज टोल्ड अस दैट द मोर यू गिव हायर यू रिसीव. तो सिंपल बात है, बट थोड़े कई लोग होते हैं जिनसे मुट्ठी बंधा हुआ रहता है और खुलता नहीं है. Luckily, as I've told again and again, I had my mother alongside. So I've seen her for 3 decades, all along, giving so much to the society and the rural children, everything what she has done in life. So my privilege to have such a wonderful mother with me all through my life, to learn lot of things from her. और यही चीजें जो है वो मैं आगे कैरी फॉरवर्ड कर रहा हूँ. So I try my best to give maximum what I can and take with me along many people who want to join with me. कई लोगों ने कुछ negative comments कभी post करने की कोशिश की है, but I am again blessed to have some people who are really vigilant to stop this things which disturb the whole group, and we have to we are forced to ban those people sometimes, so that this negativity, even before it starts, it stopped at point zero. So please bear with us if somebody has not felt good about it, but this is how it is. To manage a group of 5,200 or 5,300 people is not an easy task for me or for all the people who are supporting me in this venture every single day. So please help us, contributing towards positivity into the group. And if you have some complaints, if you have some regrets, please DM us, not go publicly directly without knowing the facts behind, and leaving something which is a negative sentiment for thousands of people who are reading that. So thank you all so much for joining.
मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट है, आप
yes,
एक क्लोज करो उसके पहले. मतलब you are too good human being, right, to run this community. You need some bullshit people like us, right. मेरे जैसे कुछ bullshit लोग चाहिए आपको, जो tell directly people to you are a bullshit, there is no space here, because by being too good, जो आप रहते हो हमेशा, कभी वो मेरे को लगता है कि by being too good to with these people, Gandhi way does not work. Sometimes we have to show them the true face of that you are actually bullshit. So मेरी ऑफिस के बाहर मैंने बोर्ड लगाया है ना, नो एंट्री टू द बुलशिट पीपल. सो जैसे ही कोई अंदर ऐसा कभी कोई आ भी जाता है ना, तो मैं उसको बाहर लेके जाता हूँ, दिखाता हूँ, पहले रीड कर ले बोर्ड क्या है, कि भाई नो एंट्री टू द बुलशिट, नाउ यू गो आउटसाइड, राइट. So that's the way, I learned from the Charlie Munger that avoiding miseries and avoiding bad people is the best thing in the life. Rather than meeting the good people, you should avoid these all bullshit, miseries, and bad people, right? I'm not talking about that whether they are bad for everyone. That is, they are bad for us, then we should be go away, or we should be not having the such energies around us, right? So I think काफी बार मेरे को लगता है कि सर इतना कैसे tackle कर लेते, the bullshit has to be tell in the straightforward. You have done bullshit, there is no space for here, right? So I think you are too good, अगर मैं
कोशिश
होता तो
करते हैं,
I
बट
don't
बाय
tolerate it.
नेचर, प्रतीक जी, बाय नेचर आई एम नॉट काइंड ऑफ पर्सन जो किसी को बुरा लगे तो मुझे ज्यादा लगता है तो इस
नहीं तो
वजह
सर
से मैं नहीं कर पाता हूँ,
किसी को सच
बट आई
बोलने में क्या
ट्राई,
दिक्कत
एटलीस्ट आपके जैसे लोग मेरे साथ है तो मुझे कहीं ना कहीं वो लोग संभाल लेते हैं।
है? हाँ,
तो ग्रुप में जो भी कुछ होता है तो कहीं ना कहीं कुछ which disturbs the majority of other people, तो उसको रोकने के लिए
तो
आई
सर
हैव
काफी बार क्या है, आपका ऑरा हमें रोक लेता है कि प्रेमल सर का कम्युनिटी है ना, तो नहीं बोलना, नहीं तो लाइक आई हैव अ वे टू टैकल सच पीपल, राइट? I don't tolerate any
चलो
bullshit. But it's your aura, that is stopping us, to show these guys a true face. I don't have any bias or किसी से मेरा कोई दुश्मनी नहीं, because last day of life किससे दुश्मनी रखेंगे, but last day of life we don't want such people in our life, कि जो energy spoil करे, so I just request कि कभी
कई लोगों के कंडीशंस एंड सोशल सर्कमस्टेंसेस पे ऐसे हो सकते हैं, मतलब somebody faced a loss or somebody having some social issues or health issues. I mean, many things, people lives are touched, तो होता है but a few also regret and they message me, तो हम ग्रुप में उसको मोस्ट वेलकम करके वापस भी ले लेते हैं, नो इश्यूज अबाउट इट। बट यस, डेफिनेटली थोड़ा मैनेजमेंट की जरूरत तो पड़ती है। आई ऑल्सो रियलाइज्ड इट आफ्टर अ वाइल, बट नाउ आई एम यूज्ड टू इट। With the support of so many people with me, it's a bliss that I'm enjoying with the journey of all the RS warriors which I am today. As again, I always have to thank Vivek Bajaj and Elon Markets and team Credent and everybody who have made this successful. And वो लोग अगर नहीं होते तो ये community कभी बन नहीं पाता। So I can never, forget the efforts which everybody at Elon Markets or Stockage or Credent have made to make RS successful, RS Warriors successful as it is today. Thank you again, and I hope we're almost like 2 hours and 15 minutes into the session.
Complete हो गया.
Yes. So let's close it for the day, and I hope everybody enjoyed it to hilt. A lot of learnings inside. Someday, if you have more time, तो इसको rewind करके देखिएगा. The YouTube channel of mine will have this whole video in live, recorded there forever. So if you can recommend it to your friends to watch and understand how stock market psychology is, it's a different psychology from humans, how we think it is, and learn a lot of things from it. So that will all make you a better investor in life. Thank you so much for being with us all to this Saturday evening so late. Normally ये time लोगों का party time होता है, but we made it an education time. But I hope that this will make you all a better investor. And Pratik ji is always available for you to comment whenever you need him. You can DM him, Twitter him, whatever you like. But yes, always give a little time to him to respond, because sometimes for me it's normal, like 200-300 DM a day is normal now, but I also need some time someday where I have to reply some direct messages after 3, 4, 5 days. So please bear with us, and wish you all a very successful investing journey. Thank you all for being with us today, and we enjoyed everything which Pratik Patel has told us. Thank you, Columbus.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, sir. So closing the session कर रहा हूँ मैं अभी. ठीक है सर.
Absolutely.
Okay, sir. Okay. Yeah.